It's a whole
I
different
think
convo.
the discussion is about, but we also God
God said you
provide.
could
We're
eat
supposed to
pork.
have.
Nation of Islam is vegan then?
No, not at all. Most probably aren't.
So he didn't teach you how to eat then?
Yeah, but not veganism. He never taught veganism.
Oh, so he's wearing robe. Yeah. Morning, people. What is it? We're Thursday. It's Thursday, the 27th of February. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture, as defined by the culture. And it's a full house, actually. Well, except Gina. But let's introduce ourselves.
It's your boy, 6 foot plus of pure temptation, Big Marsh on the east side of the bridge. Good morning, people. Good to see y'all.
The boy is back.
They're there.
As always, Martin Royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. Melanin, super jam-packed.
Oh boy,
What's
you got
going
an
on,
Arab
people?
king.
Happy Saviour's Day. Happy Saviour's Day.
I love your melanin
Assalamu
jam packs
alaikum.
on a normal day, but today you need to tone it down a little bit, given the findings we have found.
Morning. It is the North African South Londoner, the pro-Palestine activist, the music host, the rotation host, and a new member of the Nation of Islam.
We ain't accepted you. Come on. We ain't accepted you.
Could you imagine the cheek of him not accepting you? When you
imagine?
all should be
I
accepting
know.
him.
Word.
Impossible.
Gosh.
Impossible.
And we have a lovely guest host with us today. Who's been here before? Please let people know who you are again, please.
I'm Belle, Belinda Lartey. I'm a nutritional therapist, and that is it. I don't have a fancy introduction. I didn't prepare one, but thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back again. And of course, Brent is here.
Good morning. I have a couple announcements before I start. But let me just say hello to everybody in the chat. Apologies for the late start. DCF Mooks, good morning, Timmy. Ndabu, sorry, that's not how it is. Nobu. Iman B, Mark E, C91, Imi Snow Globe, Natty, Gin and Gist, Energy, Mr. Ashlows, 9 Ether, Ghana Greatness, Teddy Tibbs, Chijoke Praise, Charles Mack, Johannes Williams, Ruby Wednesday, Charlie 101, Easy Bambino, Crud Crow, who else we got? Power Wild, Dan Richards, Akua, who else we got? TT, Antonia Hansen, Davina. I think that's everybody. Good morning. Thank you for attending. All right. We spoke at nauseum yesterday, Emmanuel, about the nation, and you spoke about how impactful they've been as a collective over the course of their lifespan, right?
Yes.
And I was sent a video this morning by Heather. Big up Heather.
Big up, Heather.
And it reminded me of an article that I read a few days ago or a week or so ago. I can't remember. And I want to play the video in its entirety. Let me know what you'll think about it. And you're going to love it, Emmanuel. Okay, add play full screen with audio. Yes, please. Let's see if this works. Back to live mode.
Don't go into something right now. All Things Bugs. That is a company sponsored by Bill Gates, funded by Bill Gates, and the Department of Defense and the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency with insect-based foods. I'm gonna say it again. Insect-based foods. Cricket protein powder, worm-based ravioli.
Man, stop playing.
I'm so serious, brother. I need y'all to put up on the screen if you can. All Things Bugs. I'm just letting y'all know how far this is going, which is why we have to separate from the system. And when you say separate, it's in stages, it's in degrees, it's in levels. Don't eat what they feed you. Feed yourself, right? For example, okay, so we have to grow our own food. All right, that's one. And a lot of our people are doing that. The reason why they're able to fund these kind of corporations like this that produce insect-based food is because there are enough mouths that keep coming to them. It's invested in. Just like the next thing I'm going to mention now is they're coming out. Remember, we talked about the shots, and everything your brother said turned out to be true. Now they say, well, damn, we know that they're not going to take these next round of boosters and all this nonsense. So what are we doing? University of Riverside in California, I'm so sad that it's in California again, but University of Riverside has been studying putting mRNA, messenger ribonucleic acid, which is the primary component of the shots, putting that in lettuce, potatoes, soybeans. So basically, instead of you taking a shot, because we know you more than likely ain't gonna take another one after what we just did to y'all, you're gonna eat this lettuce though in them burritos and them bowls. You're gonna eat these potatoes with them eggs and all that you're eating. I'm serious. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
this is a very real thing. mRNA injected foods.
How you be
so you're
knowing
gonna
all
eat
this
your
stuff?
vaccines instead of getting the shot of a vaccine.
How you be knowing all this stuff?
It is my duty. It's my purpose, right? It's my mission. Like we all have our place in the mission. This is mine. Not only do I have to know the information, I have to spread the information, then I have to create solutions with which to activate on that information.
And all this stuff can be researched and fact checked.
All day long. That's why I'm giving you names, references, all that. Because we're not going to get up here and just spew some nonsense just so we can look good and know, look at me. Brother, I'm not into that nonsense. We do this in real life. They'll do this. They'll put it in written text for the most part. So right now you have it in scientific studies. If you Google all things bugs, please do it right now, live and in
Everybody
studio
picking-
right now. Google it. I want y'all to see it for yourself because it is unbelievable. They're saying that insects are the #1 untapped resource for food on the planet. They said they're high in minerals. This is how they talking. It's like a movie. Like
Are
a
these
play.
bugs Bill Gates? Wow.
Yeah, that's what we want right there.
So they're funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
That's one of them. They're also founded by the Department of Defense. They're also funded by the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA, which is the area of the United States government that has robotic snakes, robotic dogs, robotic cheetahs, and have robotic animals.
This is crazy. Good bugs used to make sustainable food for malnutrition children. So they're trying to make it seem like this is a positive thing.
Absolutely. That's how Satan works. He comes in the name of help, in the name of a positive thing. First thing they're pushing is to feed this to children in third world countries. Number one. They're going to feed them bugs, literally. If you look on that website, y'all see it. The spaghetti, the pastas, all that is made out of bugs, but literally.
Hey, what is going on?
They have something called maggot milk and maggot ice cream. I'm very serious.
Maggot milk.
Maggot milk.
Actually, is out, like in
It's
stores?
out. Specifically in certain parts of Europe, they're running the beta test right now. One of the companies, after they grind these maggots and they freeze and they add sugar and all that kind of stuff, the first people who they brought it to was some Africans and had them eat it. It's very real, and this is where they're pushing it because the main thing is we rely on them for our food, and we shouldn't, and we don't have to. There's enough of our people right now growing food. We should just encourage more. We should go and find the farmers markets, spend our money with them so that we can get our fruits, vegetables, and all that. If you eat meat, get your chickens, your lamb, and all that. It's a lot of our people who are farming now. Y'all know what time it is. So we got to focus a lot more on that. Even if you live in the projects, you can do some vertical farming. Find you a nice little square area and get a vertical pot. They don't cost much at all, and you can start growing food in the house. This is not something that's, oh man, you need $20,000, $30,000. You need to buy a whole bunch of land. No, you could be right in the house doing this, right in your apartment doing this, and you must do it. Because if you don't, then our lack of preparation is going to push for them to be activated to do what they're going to do. We get hungry. They like, here, I got something for you to eat.
That's disturbing. Like,
it's very real. But we are being forced to do something for ourselves.
That's crazy.
They have heavy funding. This is not slowing down. It is very much so a real thing. So what you gonna do? That's the only point. What you gonna do about it? We're gonna keep talking about it, complaining about it, or we're gonna take a little bit of these dollars that we get in our pocket every week, or set aside that monthly food budget and go and buy food from good people who have farms. One, so that they don't have to sell their farm, because they're not being supported enough. Shout out to all the black farmers and all the farmers in general. Number two, they're being sued by the government because they refuse to adopt these terrible food practices where they're...
Because it's too long, apparently.
It is.
But what's the point? What's the point of this? What are you trying to say?
Sorry. What are your views, nutritionist?
Okay. So I agree that we should be generally take more care about what we eat, what we put in our bodies. Is this on?
Yeah.
Sorry, hold up.
About what we put in our bodies in any orifice. And I think that we should ideally be as close to our food as possible, and we should support farmers. And certain massive organizations are trying to control what farmers create and give them seeds that basically they need to continuously give them seeds each year. So they're not real. It's not real food. So that's the good thing. One of the things that I find challenging about it is I don't know how to put this. The way that we look down on what other people eat, because there are cultures in the world that eat bugs.
I was just about to say that to you. I was waiting for you to land.
Exactly what I
That's
was
my
gonna say.
thing. Yeah.
There are
There's bare
cultures, and they're
countries.
like, you are missing out because when I stew this thing here, this caterpillar, you won't, and have it with your food.
And black people as well.
Thank you.
But that's the thing, and I find that's why stuff like that it's ignorant.
So first of, and I find that certain
Esther ate bugs.
and
I did. That's the first thing I
yeah,
thought.
on the show, innit?
That's the first thing I thought.
Someone came in and tried to force us to eat bugs one time.
Where's
No, it
Mel
was
from?
nice.
What?
It was nice.
How
It's
do
a
you know?
delicacy. Where's she
Zambia.
from?
You
oh,
said
so like in
Zambia.
Congo,
I didn't taste it.
in places like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's from Zambia.
No, I didn't.
Sorry. Just
Did I taste the bug?
I don't think you did. I remember that.
No, it
Of
was
course I
just me- It
didn't.
was just me and you.
Mark's
wait. You didn't eat any of the stuff that was given to us?
Anything
Any
that
of
was anything that was bug related, I don't.
I
All
was
eat.
of
only
it was
one.
bug related.
I didn't touch it. I don't
No,
eat grubs.
you had taste of something, but it wasn't bug related.
No,
I don't
no,
eat-
it
I don't eat grubs.
It wasn't, and he's like,
That's a lie.
Well, I'm finding out right now. It's like she's from Zambia, and so she said send us some
It's
delicacies
so
from
common.
the country.
So I think there is like people look down on if you eat meat, bro. Where do you draw the line? Oh, because these animals are
'Cause
majestic.
exactly.
Or
It's
because
got
these
four legs.
ones. Who told you that people worship cows in some place? You're eating it like any. So that doesn't make sense to me. You just have to understand that if you have your own personal boundaries or rules, that's fine, but you can't look down on other cultures. These people are sometimes sustaining, they're putting these things in their food, and we don't have ways of sustaining the food that we have. And also they're not injecting them with antibiotics and other things that people do with cows and stuff here, just so we can have enough for our insatiable hunger for meat all the time.
The
So-
mRNA as well is injected into the animals that, from what I've seen.
Another thing I want to
It's
say
already
is that
injecting
when
animals.
people say like it's important for us to understand certain things, he will say you can go and research it, and people are like, oh my god, yeah, it's true, there is the bug stuff, so everything he says must be true. First of all, so what's the point with that? And second, because he's from a part of the world where they have very questionable food, so but he probably has a very clean diet, whatever. Usually with things that are injected, they're injected for a reason. And so if you put it into food, if you inject it into food, he said lettuce, like those people are eating lettuce anyway. If you put it into food, often by the time it goes through our digestive system, it gets disintegrated
Exactly what I
anyway.
was about to say.
And so so I need to check that, but scientifically and biologically, I'm not actually sure that he has an argument there. It sounds scary. It sounds terrifying. Like, oh my God, they're putting it in our food. They're putting a lot in your food. You should have stopped eating that stuff a long time ago. But there's a reason why there are some vaccines, immunizations you can get under the tongue. I think there's like only one really. Apart from that, it has to go straight into our bloodstream. Our gut would destroy it. And so when we say that you need to check the things that you hear, don't listen to things on TikTok and Instagram or whatever the kids are watching these days, and just be like, and sometimes I think the challenge is we don't know what to research. You can research what he said and you find someone else says and you're like, okay, it must be true. But actually the root of what he's saying doesn't make sense.
Do you think it's important to focus on the little details, the hidden details of who is behind this particular company?
Yes.
And what the types of investors behind it, and where they're now looking to basically distribute it right from the jump. Do you think that's important?
Yes.
Because you did say that some countries already do eat protein in the form of bugs, and whatnot, right? So it's not wild for you to hear this, 100%.
No.
But for Bill Gates to now be behind this particular company, looking to distribute the bugs in this particular part of the world, knowing history, don't you think that's like, wait a minute, let's have a deeper look at this?
But what bugs are a good source of protein anyway?
They are.
But they have been, as
They are.
you've just said.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So when you say, wait a minute, even if you don't want to consume bugs, if there's benefits to what he's doing, what's the conspiracy that you're saying?
But the investigation would find out if there are really benefits, if it's hidden behind the thing that you say it's already common in certain parts of the world.
So we'd want to check, I guess, what else is in it, right?
Well,
As we
he
do.
was saying mRNA
In the bugs. I thought that
That was
was
lettuce. That was
the
in
lettuce,
lettuce.
but if it's in the lettuce,
But you eat lettuce, so
No, not all lettuce.
But why?
And I can't remember the last time I ate lettuce, to be honest.
But my rebuttal to that is why we're looking at that stuff now when Nestle, which is probably one of the most evil corporations, have been producing food.
They're also investors
generations and generations, and they were the ones that killed millions of black babies. They're also the ones that are stealing water from, I think, indigenous places and selling it back to them as bottled water.
They're doing it
Why
in
are we
Kent.
now? Yeah, they're doing it now. Yeah, I think one of the
What did you think, Kent?
They had like Dasani water, and then everyone found out it was like from Kent
tap
or
water.
something. Yeah, and they
It was tap
filled
water.
it. and
And they fell apart.
You
Yeah.
drink Dasani? I drink Dasani.
I don't
No, it
think
was
I've
here
never
for a
drank
bit.
it.
They
but
didn't
I think
last
you can
long.
find it in some places.
Yeah,
Still.
yeah. But I think that people have stored it. But once we found out that it was tap water, they got out of here. Yeah. So my whole point is people are now acting like this stuff has been happening now when we've got evil corporations giving us shit food from generations and generations ago.
Yeah.
So it's just, people should have been looking at the food
That's
from a long time
definitely
ago.
that's definitely the case. But the good brother Rizza Islam, he's been putting in the work for years now, right? So he's been telling people about basically the evil that a lot of these corporations do. You know what I'm saying, the lack of regulation and all these things. The reason why, obviously, we would really know because we know about certain cultures, right?
And our food is regulated more than in America.
Than America, yeah, 100%. But we would know about certain things because we come from back home, right? We're first generation or just straight, right? But the thing is, in America, it's completely different. So I think the reason this is it makes sense and it is a pertinent, relevant
It was
information.
regulated more. Is it not after Brexit? That's
Yeah,
changed?
but it's still
got
more
this-
than
still
it is
more
in
than
Yeah,
America.
we're kind of middle ground. We're not
Yeah.
quite Europe,
Yeah.
but we're not quite the US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and yeah, so like I was saying, the reason why I think it's still relevant is because I think he's speaking to the fact that people don't know what's in the food. So if it is that you think you're buying almond milk and it's maggot milk, at least know what it is. But these people are trying to give it to us in particular ways. So for example, even with the fake meats, the mock meats, for example, you get your Beyond Burgers, Impossible Burgers. You don't actually know what goes into it. You just know it's just not the beef that you care about.
That's
So
the
is he
lab.
saying what's written on the ingredients isn't what's written on the ingredient? It isn't what's in it. Is that what he
I
says?
think that might be it.
Or they
But I
use,
think
like, different
also,
jargon.
also, yeah,
Okay.
but also the fact that most people won't check. So just know that when you're not
that's
checking,
that's
this
all.
Yeah, but then
is.
that's a
exactly
you
that's
problem.
how I
If
feel.
you're
That's
going
100%.
to buy something and you're not looking and reading the way you should be, that's them problem. There's no way they're going to be selling. They're going to advertise something as oat milk, but inside the content is maggot milk because they would get sued. They would have to write on there that it's maggot milk.
America's different.
There's
But
no.
No, I think
I
I think still that
It's consumer
by law
law,
you,
you
would
can't
still
add-
get.
Yeah.
Nah,
But there's a
Eman's-
certain percentage
Eman's right.
that
Eman's
you're
right.
but
allowed
that's
to get
fine.
away
Okay,
with.
so
No,
if
but
it's
that's
got
fine. But you
5%
will still have
maggot-
to write that it is mixed with.
Okay,
So if you
yeah.
don't do the reading that you're meant to do,
Yeah.
that's a you problem.
Okay, so I can look right now. We can look up the nomenclature of certain animals and certain plants and certain things. Right down the back of a thing. Who's going to identify what that is?
I know you're talking.
No one's gonna know.
I get what you're saying now.
You know what I'm
There is
saying?
an
What's that?
ingredient that's put in certain sweets, certain cereals, certain chocolates that's red, but they name it on. It's actually a bug that's crushed because it's the only thing that can make that red dye, and that's insect. That's an animal, but that's in all of the red sweets, Twizzlers. I think it's Nerds as well. So I get what you're saying, but that's put under like a pseudonym, and the name sounds super scientific. So I get what you're saying.
So
That's
no
probably-
one would know. So even if you did check, who's in a supermarket would Google up and doing this, and you know, no one's doing
I
those
think
things.
I think it depends how much it matters to you.
100%.
Yeah.
So
ultimately.
there are certain brands of sweets that are more natural and so on. Yeah, they cost more, but it depends if this matters to you enough that you don't want to be eating bug shell or whatever, then you would do the research and
But-
you would.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But the thing is, yeah, that it's not like gym, for example. Gym, most people say gym matters, right? But it'll still only turn up maybe once a week, right? Food isn't like gym. Food is a necessity.
Yeah.
People just go on Uber Eats. People just go to the nearest corner shop, buy anything because you just need it to sustain yourself. Most people won't check. So someone like Rizza Islam is telling people, be mindful of the fact
Okay.
that the things that you're taking for granted
Yeah.
now could be much more risky to your life going forward.
Yeah, I think that everyone should be more mindful, and I agree that we should have been more mindful decades ago.
Facts, agreed.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you very much for that insight. Emmanuel, yesterday, can you remember us talking about flight 3H?
Yeah,
or
MH370.
Yeah. So one of our listeners sent me a voice note.
Okay.
Yeah, sharing this is I want to get your thoughts on what this looks like and what.
What is flight 367 just quickly?
Let me see if I could put it up. I've spoken about this a couple. Oops, that's the
Oh.
one.
Well, a long time ago.
A few years ago, yeah. Like over 10 years ago.
Is it the Malaysian one?
Yeah.
What, the Bermuda Triangle thing?
No, it wasn't around Bermuda.
No, it just disappeared.
Just disappeared.
The Malaysian flight.
I think I remember you
Isn't it
talking about that.
MH360?
370. Yeah,
370.
Yeah.
I still
What's-
find
what's
I think about that
Brent's-
all the time.
Well, that
Like,
went up and just
randomly.
never came down.
It just disappeared.
Disappeared and then never
Yeah.
found it.
Never found it.
Not even
I think
the
about when I was
black
watching
box,
that show I
nothing.
recommended. What's it called now? Oh, no, actually, I watched another film. It's called Plane. It's so sick. It's so sick. But basically, it's a plane that basically goes missing and whatnot, and then they're obviously trying to figure out what to tell the press. Are they gonna find it? Are they not? They were never good. They brought in the film. They brought up the Malaysian one as well, like as a reference. And I was just thinking, if this is how the conversation was going, because they were just like, it's too vast for us to look for it. So almost like okay, we'll do what we can, but if we don't, kind of thing. And it's just crazy because I feel like that's what, like with the Malaysian one, they don't have a clue what happened. There's just no closure for those families.
Is it a stupid question to ask why they haven't put tags so they can locate it, like geolocate it?
No, they have all of that.
They
It
have
was
all of that, but
it was
sometimes-
it was just all turned
Yeah.
off by the pilot. Apparently.
So if the
I
plane
thought
goes
the
off
black
and
box,
stuff.
surely they would have a failsafe in which the pilot doesn't have the power to switch that off. Surely that would make sense.
No, because if it's like a power outage and stuff like that. Like the film I watched, there was a storm,
Mm-hmm.
and so basically fried the plane.
You only get the
But they
information
still
from the black
can't.
box if you find it, though.
No, but what I'm saying is if you tag it, same
Yeah,
as
the
an
black
Apple
box
AirTag,
should
it
be
doesn't need its own power supply.
locatable wherever.
But you said you turned it off.
No, I'm saying why would they allow the pilot to have that control in it?
Yeah, the
Surely
whole
if
point
if
is that the
pilot-
black box, whatever happens, you can
it's
find
recorded,
it.
yeah.
So anything that you ask related to common sense, this pilot also knew about this, and he had dodged everything and turned off everything and shut down this particular thing, knowing full well that it was
so scary.
sending messages to some sort of satellite. Blah, blah. He did all of that
But
internal.
what I'm saying is that the pilot should, as the
There should be a feel safe.
100%.
Human interaction.
Yeah.
It's human made it. If you could turn it on, you can turn
That's
it
what I
off.
was gonna say. 'cause
no,
if it's like, no,
because
but
if it gets stolen, then what? If someone decides to go rogue, they need to make fail safe. And obviously,
I
I'm
get what
talking
you mean. I get what you
idealistically.
mean, yeah. But the fail safe will be created by a human being, and so another human
human
being
being
will
can turn it
figure
off.
out how to
can turn it on,
how
you
to
can turn it
bypass
off.
that.
Man, that's dumb, man.
But then obviously, if someone then figures out how to bypass that, then a new team will then figure out how to bypass the bypass.
Yeah, I guess
You get
so.
what I mean?
I
So
guess so.
it's like building upon building upon building upon kind of thing.
All right, so essentially, I'm not sure if you'll remember me showing a video to y'all about the disappearance of this plane, and it was like a bluish.
Video.
Yeah, and it kind of looked like the middle one.
Yeah.
Can me showing you that,
Yeah, I remember. I don't think I watched it.
Marks? Remember? No?
Nah.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But anyway, so one of our listeners, he heard what we were talking about, and he sent me this voice note.
He knows the truth.
Voicemail. I love it. It's always good when somebody's got a voicemail that makes you think that they've answered the
Maybe that's how he came into the chat.
Cool. So I was just listening to this morning's pod, and I had a phone call, then kicked it off again, and then I hear it was taken by 3 orbs. And
Yalla.
yeah, I'm making some simulations that sort of like
Is this guy in Australia?
Stop.
Sorry, did you listen to it?
Yeah.
So what's the summary?
He's called in before, and he talked
Big
about
up you,
this.
babe.
A lot of stuff happens in his head. He's like a physicist or something.
Okay,
right?
fair.
Okay.
What's his name?
DQ.
Okay.
He's called him before to talk about like stuff pertaining to this and stuff that
stuff
we
like that.
can't touch. You know, so
Okay.
I always get impressed with stuff like that.
Go
right?
on.
So what was the gist? What was the
So
meat of it?
anyway, he said he can make a simulation to actually show that it's not a case of just an alien, this, that, and the next. You can replicate this using physics and fancy science.
What does that mean?
right?
Replicate what? The disappearance?
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of. It's like the theory behind what's happening.
Yeah, what does that mean, though?
Okay.
But does that help them
simulation?
find it?
No, yeah, like what's
He did a simulation. So
Have you got it for us?
what does that mean
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the plane, though? What's the simulation supposed to prove?
I think
is
it's
what I'm
I
asking.
don't know, but I think
This-
he's going to show us.
The plane went in the sky, yeah, and then it disappeared.
Yeah.
No one's seen it since.
No.
So how are you
It
going to
seemed-
watch documentaries and stuff about what happened to the plane?
The
How does this even
theories-
make sense?
No.
But the theories of what they
No,
think happened.
do you get what I'm saying though?
Stop.
How does this even make sense?
He's right. The plane did go in the air.
It went in the
It's a
air.
missing person. Then you do a documentary about
crazy.
where they went.
Yeah, but then you can at least like there'll be places we saw them hair at finger o'clock, then there's and then there's and then they
Who's the most
disappeared.
famous
This just
white
went into the
girl?
sky
Who's
and
the
it's
most
gone.
famous white girl in
And then
history?
there's a
Sky.
2-hour
let's go.
doc. What's a 2-hour doc
but
about
Matthew
what happened to the plane after it went in the
Matthew
sky?
McCann-
How do they know? Everybody.
No, but it's about. So it will be. Oh, the family's talking about. It will be them saying like, "This is what happened from the control room." It will be this, and then
Yeah, it
all
will be
their
like theories.
Yeah.
It will be families, and maybe the families got a last message from them. Maybe this and maybe that.
The guy just recreated what happened. All right, come on. Let's watch what happened. Let's see what happened.
Just using.
It's gonna be a long show today.
So he's obviously gone onto one of the OpenAI models. I think it's Claude he used. He obviously all his code at the left. He's done all of this, and then obviously.
That
So it's gonna-
impresses
so
Brent
it's
straight
gonna-
away. Brent see it.
Yes. I'm impressed with this.
I'm
kind of
impressed.
stuff.
I love Sheldon.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
So press play and then watch,
Oh, it's a shame the skyline's blocking it, bro.
and then
Oh.
It's blocking it.
we start again.
They're taking away from the magic.
All right.
Okay.
This is what the orbs were doing, and the white dot is the plane, and pew, in the space.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a nice kaleidoscope, man.
But this is basically the science behind the orbs gyrating around the plane.
Why are we
And
talking
then
about
the
orb?
force.
What's an orb? What's
Orb.
the orb? And
So-
why do we care about it twerking?
So does he think? Okay.
Because this is
sorry.
what happened. I told you the video. I'll show you the
Oh,
video,
okay.
The original video.
Okay.
But he's just showing the science behind it.
So do you think? So does he think that it disappeared then? As
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
blew up. What the?
Not blew up. It moved from one place to the next place.
It
Where?
teleported.
So like
it.
they could be
Yes.
Mars.
It teleported. Yes. What? Not on Mars. No. On the Earth.
So they're just somewhere
Bear in
else.
mind, bits of the plane have been found.
Really?
Yeah, but places it's not supposed to be. So they're trying to basically
Figure out where's that? Yeah. I want to watch the documentary.
This
I
was
think
in the
there's one on
documentary.
Netflix.
This was in the documentary.
The one you posted. The one you gave us, or
I don't
or the
think
official
I
one?
would have given you the documentary. I would have just told you to go to Netflix. I would
Yeah.
have given you an interview where he was talking to either Candace Owens or the guy from Redacted.
okay, I'm gonna
He
watch
being Ashton.
it. I'm gonna watch it.
Izzy Bambuno said, that's a YouTube intro graphic.
That's rude. That guy put a lot of work in that.
This is how we get Nani anyway.
That's so crazy there.
Sorry?
This is how this fella gets and it,
Gets a girl
it,
going.
it would Ginger B.
Just give them some, give them some
I don't know.
equations.
You seem the most excited by it, man.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So give the girls some equations, honey.
Anywho, good morning everybody. Let's get on with the show. First headlines.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. Loki, if it's anytime soon, I hope I'm dead by then.
It would.
I don't like stress. It's like a hard life. And I'm just not for it. And I don't want to lips an alien. So
Why? How did we get there?
Why do they want us to marry them? Huh? I know women are always victims first. And I'm a black woman, that's two victims.
This
Nope,
jumped. This
I'm good.
escalated real quick.
Girls, these are the things I think about.
What if the aliens are female?
I like
But
men.
all of them.
No, coming to help you guys.
Oh, fair.
You like human men. I'm just saying.
I like
Have
human
you ever
men
seen
very much.
alien men?
I like human
Alien,
men.
the alien women might
Human
be
black men. Thank you very much. Human black African men. Aliens get me out here first.
All right, people. So our first headline, Sir Keir Starmer, he's back in the news, man. And he has reiterated his call for a U.S. security guarantee in Ukraine to deter Vladimir Putin from invading again as he prepares to meet Donald Trump. So speaking on the plane to Washington, D.C., Sir Keir said that he hopes the UK-US relationship could go from strength to strength. But the two leaders appear to be at odds over the importance of U.S. security guarantees for Ukraine as part of any peace deal over there. Sir Keir Starmer said discussions about potentially sending British troops to Ukraine were ongoing, but he did re-emphasize his belief in the importance of a so-called US backstop. Asked what form he believed this backstop will take, he said exactly what the configuration of that is, exactly what the backstop is obviously the subject of intense discussion. But I'm not going to go and get ahead of myself on it. Other than that, to say I'm very clear about what the principles are here. Obviously, in contrast, Donald Trump has said, I'm not going to make security guarantees beyond very much. We're going to have Europe do that because we're talking about Europe as a next door neighbor. Next headline, and Hamas has handed over what it says are the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages from Gaza in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Israel is testing the DNA samples to confirm that they are the remains of the 4 people that were mentioned, all of whom were taken by Hamas in the 7th of October 2023 attacks. Early on Thursday, Israel began releasing more than 600 Palestinian prisoners with
Palestinian
dozens.
hostages.
Thank you, Mr. Ramsey. With dozens returned to the occupied West Bank and Gaza, where they were met by jubilant crowds. It will be the final exchange of the first phase of the ceasefire deal, which is due to end on Saturday. Initial testing of the 4 bodies, as mentioned before, DNA was expected to happen close to the Israel-Gaza border. This is what the Israel media reported, but they later then said that they were transported to a forensics lab in Tel Aviv. And our last headline, somewhat linked to obviously the whole conflict. Gary Lineker, Anita Rani, Riz Ahmed, Miriam Margolyes are amongst more than 500 media figures who have criticised the BBC's decision to pull a documentary about children's lives in Gaza. So the BBC has said that it removed, and it's the name of the show, the documentary, pardon me, Gaza, How to Survive a War Zone, right? They've removed it from iPlayer while it carried out, this is what they're saying, further due diligence. Why? Because they discovered that the 13-year-old narrator was the son of a Hamas official. So this is apparently the reason, right? So the open letter published by Artists for Palestine UK criticised what the signatories said was a racist and dehumanizing campaign targeting the documentary. It called on the BBC to reject attempts to have the documentary permanently removed or subjected to undue disavowals. The corporation said that it had not been informed of the teenager's family connection in advance by the film's production company. So long story short, that's the reason for all of this. Does it really matter though? We should still get to see the documentary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know how that changes.
Yeah.
Have you seen that disgusting AI generated video
With
of the Gaza Riviera?
The bearded belly dancers as well.
Horrible.
It's disgusting. It's rank.
Oh, that's it.
Donald's coming to set you free, bringing the light to all to see. No more time. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright. It's golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza #1. Trump Gaza shining bright. Golden future, a brand new life. Feast and dance, the deal is done.
Look,
Trump Gaza
Netanyahu, isn't it?
#1.
No more tunnels, no more fair.
Did someone do that randomly or did?
No,
Trump
tweeted that.
posted it on his page.
Serious?
I can't believe that's the man they give power, you know. That's mad. He's like a big kid.
How do you feel about that video, man?
No, that's diabolical, man. That's diabolical. You can't do that.
Say more words.
What do you want me to say? What happened?
It's your boy.
All right, it's fine.
Brent seemed to believe you'd be in favour of the video because you're a Trump supporter.
That's insane.
That you edited it personally.
That's one of the craziest things I've seen.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, that's insane.
Now, I was really taken aback with how Margs was so disgusted with it last night because he came in and he said, Brent, have you seen such and such? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he showed me. I was like, yeah. And he's like, this is disgusting. Like, it's filthy. I'm like, wait a minute, but you're a Trump supporter. He's like, no, I'm not. I said, you and Emmanuel are Trump supporters. You all are the resident Trump supporters. And he's like, what? No, I'm saying he would win. I wasn't supporting him. I'm like, oh, okay, fair. I'll see what you say on air.
I don't think anybody has me down as a Trump supporter. Not that E-man.
Just so I understand, is your premise, Brent, that you either strongly support Trump or you strongly hate him? And that's
not my premise.
It feels like that's your premise.
It sounds like it, innit?
No, that's fine. I don't mind you saying that's how it sounds.
No, yeah.
I've been here throughout the journey of Trump, right? So I don't mind that what I've just shared is a snippet, and what you've taken from that snippet is that I'm saying you either hate him or love him.
Okay.
Yeah. I despise Kanye West.
Okay.
There was a time when
Talking in the mic.
I think so.
Yeah, that's better.
That's better.
There's how do you know?
So I can feel the difference. Because you know what, doesn't matter.
Don't digress,
I don't know.
man. Don't digress.
Please.
Go on. You're on a roll.
I just realized she doesn't have headphones on.
No, you're on a roll. You're on a roll. I want to hear what you're saying. You despise Kanye West?
I could hear the difference.
He's buying time.
You despise Kanye West? I want to hear what you're saying.
Yeah. But there was a period in time when it is I really like Kanye West, right? And it doesn't matter what it is Kanye West drops now. I can't look at it the same way because of what he has done. That has been the same with me for Trump, even when it is he was running for the presidency. I've thought that he was a despicable human being, even from then. So now that he had come into power the first time and he continued his despicableness, and had more impact because he's now the leader of the flipping free world, right? I can't now, after he's come out and then come back in again, start liking him because he has done one particular thing that's good. I can't bring myself on this public platform to basically big him up for anything because of how disgusting I think the man is. For example, if Netanyahu does something that's good, I can't open my mouth to say, yeah, that's a good thing that Netanyahu does. That's just me, though. Some people can do that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I think... Excuse me, okay.
So that's how I feel about Trump, right? But through the journey of Trump on this particular platform, Margs and Emmanuel were taking his side on quite a few different things. And I was always, pushing back. Do you understand?
Okay.
So at this point, when I think a couple of weeks ago, Trump started saying something about taking over the reconstruction of Gaza, right? And at that time, Emmanuel was like, don't worry about anything he's saying. Why are you listening to him? He's just, bluffing, some negotiation tactic or whatever. And I'm telling him, no, it's important because I think he's going to continue. Man's like, no. He can't remove all of these Gazans.
They only killed over 60,000 of them, but they ain't going to move them.
But all of that is irrelevant, right? Because he's not going to remove all of it. It's impossible. I'm saying, but he's the leader of the free world, and his words put out there is going to normalize certain things.
Yes.
And it's sounding like he's saying there's going to be a genocide, but it's going to be, it's going to look like gentrification or some sort of project. And here we go. Here's the visuals, right? And what is normalized in this particular depiction, Max? What's normalized? What's being normalized? What's being pushed? What's being promoted? In the video that you think is just vomit-inducing.
I don't even know what this thing is pushing. It's just disgusting. There's too much to unpack in that video. There's too much going there.
I'll get to that. So did I respond to your question?
That is crazy.
Yeah, no, it actually really helps because you're always coming from the stance that Trump can never do anything right.
No, he can. I'm just not going to give him praise for it.
Okay, all right, yeah, that helps. My understanding. Thank you.
You have the floor, Mags.
Yeah, again, I just don't think I've always said about Trump, I don't really have like a horse in the race, you know what I'm trying to say? Even though he's the leader of the free world or whatever, like Trump stuff has never really affected me directly like that. And I think like he's entertaining, you know what I'm trying to say? And he makes me laugh. So like I don't mind. I can stomach Trump more than other people. Also, man, call Trump out on bullshit. When he does foolishness, I say that he does foolishness. The other times when I might have been seen to be bigging him up was just when I was telling you that he was going to win. That's not me supporting him. That's because I could see what's going on. I could see.
No, but tell us how disgusting the video is with the same chest you were bigging him up.
How was I bigging him up?
When we were talking and we were saying, oh, Trump's this, Trump's that, you two were like, nah, but Kamala's this, and then you lot were playing devil's advocate or whatever.
I was just telling you he's going to win.
Chest.
I was telling you that he's going to win, bro. Like, and I was right. So I don't understand. You can't say nothing now with hindsight. I was right. What I was saying,
I don't think anyone was disputing that. We were just saying it was disgusting.
To be honest, Marx has said that Emmanuel is the person we should be speaking to. So that much I can, it's one more on the team.
Yeah, but I don't even think anybody that watches that video, even like the video, the visuals, the lyrics, he's made like a Trump Gaza jingle. Like, have you heard what he's saying in that song? Yeah. I don't. If it needs to be like explained to you what's horrible about that video, yeah, there's something wrong with you. Like that's my personal opinion. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I shouldn't have to sit here and explain what's wrong with the video. You just saw it. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Genuinely.
It harkens back to what I said prior when I said that they were going to move the ethnic cleansing of them moving him from Gaza. It's normalizing that talk, right? And now he's putting visuals to it. It's again, he's just doubling down on that. And also remember, we're somewhat in an echo chamber, right? We can talk to like-minded people who aren't complete fucking idiots, but the people that voted for him in my opinion, for the most part, are complete fucking idiots. And this is now gonna embolden them to see footage of a war-torn Gaza, kids walking from the rubble and then walking into Trump Gaza. It's just nasty. It's rank.
Let me ask you something, yeah. Do you feel like at some point in the next 4 years, maybe next 20, the Palestinians will be gone from Gaza?
Do I think?
Yeah.
If things carry on in the trajectory it's going in now, yes.
So you feel like at some stage, within the time frames I was saying, within the tenure of Trump up to like 20 years, there'll be no Gazans, no Palestinians in that region.
No, it's gonna be completely 0% Palestinian, but they are.
So
if it carries on,
it
in
might
this
be like
trajectory,
5% then.
Whatever, yeah. But the
majority
majority,
being
the
Israel.
2 million that were there, will be whittled down because there's nothing for them to go back to. There's nothing. You look back in the infrastructure, all the mosques are gone, the schools are gone, the buildings are gone, everything is gone. So what is there for them to go back to?
Do you have a follow up?
No, you can go. Say something.
No, I want to see where you're
Yeah, when you were landing.
Me too.
Oh, okay. No. The reason why I'm asking that is because maybe I'm just trying to get some insight into your position and other people's position on this. Yeah, is if you feel like Trump can do this, yeah, what is the point in anything? Do you get what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the point in campaigning? What's the point if you feel like him putting up videos the next, him saying, "Oh, I'm going to turn it into a Riviera." In the Middle East Riviera, whatever it may be. What really is the point to then say, let's be careful for the next particular place because Gaza's done, Israel's got that now? Or, yeah, like what's the point? If you feel like it's a done deal.
Well, if you feel like it's going to be gone in the next 20 years or whatever, and no one's going to be there, should it stay gone as a monument to what happened, or should it be rebuilt?
No. I don't think it's going to happen. That's the thing. My thing is, I think says a lot of things, right? And I agree, it's dangerous because sometimes people can run with these particular. We've seen it countless times. Even the most fringe groups that say stupid crap, yeah, there's always going to be somebody else who might that message might resonate with and go and do something, commit a particular crime, even if it's on one individual or maybe a group of people, right? It always happens. But I'm saying, I don't see him being able, with all the world being present, all the almost 200 countries in the world, right, being present, watching whilst 2 million Gazans are driven out of the country.
I hear what but you're saying that,
Israel.
but you just, I don't know if you've agreed with Ramsey's answer or not, but if you believe that as a potential, yeah, for in the next 20, 30 years, whatever it may be, yeah, that the Gaza and the Palestine to be gone, yeah. That's what I was asking you. Do you believe that after that, when that happens, it's just going to stay gone, or are they going to rebuild it?
No, but I don't think it's going to. That's what I don't think it's going to be gone.
What I find interesting, and trigger warning, I'm going to give you like a few seconds.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is that you see that as a bigger thing than me seeing a baby blown in half. I've seen bits of babies and people everywhere, right? I've seen Gazans, Palestinians lift their family members off the rubble, legs, arms, burying whatever they can. You're seeing, to me, it sounds like you're seeing them driving 1.5 or 1.2, I can't remember the number, million of Palestinians away from a land crazier than them shelling or carpet bombing a whole bunch of people. They've already, in my eyes, they've already done the worst thing. Them migrating people to another place isn't that deep to me as them literally killing people off. That's what it sounds like to me. You're saying, oh, but
I'm saying one's harder than the other.
What do you mean?
You're basically saying that I'm saying that one is harder than the other.
No, I'm saying you're saying how can they ever do that? How are they going to move people about? It's too
not
too hyperbolic. It's too far fetched.
It's not a case of how can they ever do it. It's just that I don't think he has the capacity to do it, and I don't think the world would allow it to happen. It may sound
They
silly.
just allowed them to bomb people.
What he's saying is, you're saying that they won't allow him to rebuild, but they just allowed them to pummel the place.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, it doesn't.
They vetoed
how
it.
can you not believe
because one is
lesser. One is lesser evil though.
To you guys, because I'll tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because the thing you're talking about has happened for hundreds of years,
and we allowed it to.
But it's happened. You see what I'm saying? How many times have you seen 2 million people driven out of land, especially land that had this sort of conflict? That's what I'm trying to say to you. The people can't.
If you go throughout history.
Logistics.
You go throughout history. It's just like this is happening in our time in 2025. If you go throughout history, there was places where there was people there, indigenous people gone, and they wiped them out of the land. And now
100%.
there's other countries that didn't exist then that are there now.
I agree with you.
That could be called Trump Gaza.
I fully agree with you. But I don't think it's the same way because you didn't have countries back then who there was no UN, there was none of
The
these
UN ain't
sort
done
of
shit anyway.
100%, I agree with you.
So fuck
but
the
there
UN.
were certain things in place, right, that prevent today. I think that that if they were around back then, would have been harder for certain things to be achieved.
What I'm saying
this is
to
what I'm
you-
saying to you. Even with this conflict, there were certain big nations that were saying we don't agree with this. You see what I'm saying? So for him, again, I don't know the logistics of it. But 2 million Gazan people, there's no orb that's going to come around and make, I'm not trying to be insensitive here, but make 2 million people disappear. They need to go somewhere. Egypt said no. Lebanon said no. Jordan said no. Where are they going?
All right. You're saying is that we're not gonna allow them to move. We allowed them to kill. So of course we're gonna allow them to move.
Because it's done in the name of a war. It's done in the name of a war. What would this be done in the name of? I'm not trying.
Because it's destroyed.
When
The
we
whole
have
land
these-
is destroyed.
When we have these back and forths, it makes it seem as though I am
No, no,
supporting
no, I'm just-
Trump
I'm
and all this
arguing your
bollocks.
point.
No, but I'm just trying to talk about the feasibility of this. You know what I'm saying? Is it dangerous? 100%. Because there are people in there who can take this message and run with it. Anything can be used in a dangerous manner. I'm simply saying, I think this is just one of those things where Trump is just talking nonsense, trying to get people's back up, trying to do certain things that could cause problems, divides, and all sorts of stuff to make people react. To then justify another killing, to then do other things, but to just say certain things and expect Egypt to open their borders,
Can I
to
ask you a
expect
question?
every neighboring Arab country to open their borders.
Let me ask
If
you a
the 2
question.
million
Hold on.
people could just
Quick question,
disappear.
quick question. So when that Genocide Joe was in power and he had to put on the thin veneer that he is talking to Netanyahu to calm down to
Yeah.
stop the civilian killing and still allowed him to do what he wanted with impunity, you don't see how this now, the replacement of Genocide Joe, is now calling to reinstate Gaza as Trump Gaza with image of him sitting next to Netanyahu is going to be worse for the Palestinians.
Again, this is all diabolical. This is all.
No, I know that,
but what I'm saying
but
to you
answer
is,
my question though.
What's the question?
Again, Joe allowed him to do what he was doing under the thin veil of, I'm going to talk to him, he needs to calm down, what he's doing is wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas you
But he
got
was
the
supporting
juxtaposition. Yeah, of course he was. But you got the juxtaposition of Trump, who is now never going to talk to him and tell him that he's doing something wrong, and even trumpeting, sorry for the pun, to do whatever he wants to do. Do you not see how now Netanyahu can do literally whatever he wants? How can you not see that's worse than what they were doing before? Now he's got free reign to do anything he wants. Anything.
So this is why I then asked you. So do you feel like this will happen then?
That's what I said. If it carries on in this trajectory,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. When you say if, because I don't want a safe answer. When
What
you
do
say
you mean?
it,
You're asking me to tell the future.
I'll tell you yes, because you're saying if it continues, will anything step in place to stop this continuing?
It won't unless all of us do.
Okay, so you believe the world could do something.
That's what I've been screaming for the world to do for the
So
past
you believe the world could do something?
years. Yes, if we all sanction the right things, we all used our money where we're supposed to.
What I'm trying to say is it sounds like two different things.
How?
Because you're saying we could do something, but then also saying this will continue.
Yes, because people are fucking selfish.
Because he's using the precedent of we could have stopped what Israel was doing in Gaza, but yet here we are. That's how he's basically. Yes, it would be nice if it is that we collectively come together and do that, but it hasn't happened already. And why should we now think it will happen? Do you understand?
So you're saying that what? That's what Ramsey's saying, or I'm saying?
I'm thinking, no. This is my words. My words. I'm responding to your question to Ramsey.
Yeah.
If you asked me, do I think that the world will come together and stop Trump from doing what he's doing? Yeah. I would say I have seen no evidence that they have done it yet.
Okay, cool.
That's my response.
At the worst.
Cool.
At the worst,
time.
yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing it, because it's fun how you just put that to Emmanuel that what has already happened is worse than them just being given new housing outside of their land. Do you understand? Like, it just dawned on me, 100% that's worse. And they've already done that freely.
And then you saying, that it's not possible, it's not going to happen, if it's like what he's saying, the trajectory that has been on, the world keeps allowing this to happen, and Israel and Netanyahu get their way and displace all them people and demolish the place, there's going to be opportunities for rebuild. They're going to render the contracts to people that want to rebuild.
100%.
And Trump's going to fucking... You know what I'm trying to say? Trump's going to put his money in and say, yo,
There's money in there.
I got this, and he's going to rebuild, and he's going to make Trump Gaza. So you saying it's totally out of the realms of possibility of happening, is not actually 100% true. That's why I asked you, because if you believe that the place is going to get dismantled, demolished, and everybody's going to go, do you believe that they're just going to leave it there as a hole in the ground, as a memorial for what happened, or are they going to rebuild it?
But this is
because if they're going to rebuild it, people with money are going to come in and build housing, build infrastructure, build
Capitalize off it.
and this is one of Trump's ideas. He's going to be one of the people that's going to come in and build his Riviera.
But this is why I said to you, I don't believe it's going to happen. But again, I don't know everything. I didn't think there was going to be a global lockdown.
The basis of you believing that it's not going to happen is you saying that because they won't let them do it. And what he's saying is
Yes.
they let them
They've done
kill
everything
everybody.
else,
They let them do everything.
I understand, but wars happen. It sounds bad, but wars happen every day.
But that's
It's
not
not
a
a
war.
war.
That's not a war. It's not a war. That wasn't a war. Where was there? Did you see an army tank in Gaza defending Gaza? That wasn't a war. That was genocide. What are we talking about?
But you know, like you,
We're gonna
thinking,
get into-
yeah, but you thinking that it's not like you not imagining something happening or not thinking it's not possible doesn't take away from the reality that it could. So if we're trying to have a conversation about it, but then the response is that's what's the chance of that happening, that's not as productive as a conversation that should happen if it does happen, because we've seen other things that at one point we would have said that's impossible, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
happen.
100%.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It's not me saying it's impossible. This is why I said I thought there wasn't going to be a global lockdown. I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't see
I thought that couldn't happen.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't live through that.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting?
You know what I'm saying?
Even if we keep it still on Israel and Palestine,
Yeah.
when I remember at the height of it, a lot of governments, a lot of politicians were all in favor with Israel.
Yes.
At that point, if anyone had asked anyone, "Do you see them turning against him?" it would have been no. Like, why would they do that? Look at the stance they've made, and then look at what happened a few weeks later, a couple months later. They all literally turned against him. So
You turn against
possible.
America.
no, turned against Israel, turned against Netanyahu.
This is what I'm saying to you.
But I'm saying that he had support. He had support from the British government, had support from America, had support from all these governments. And at that point, if you had asked anybody, do you see these people that are basically saying pray for Israel? Do you see them changing their tune?
Yeah.
The answer would have obviously been no, because we can't see that. But then we did see that happening. And even with that happening, we still saw him doing the crazy things that he was doing. So with this, it's not far-fetched that they've killed as many people as they've killed, and then they're going to turn that land into Disneyland or something. Like that's not that crazy. It's not that wild.
I hear what you're saying, but maybe it's just me believing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe naively, it's just me believing in the humanity of certain countries.
How
right?
though?
Humanity.
How?
The reason why I'm saying is because, like you rightly said, people were supporting Israel and Netanyahu. But why? Because at least from their perspective, they saw Israel's minded their business, and on October 7th, something horrible happened. Right? So everyone was like,
do you believe that that's the real reason
No,
why
he's
they
no,
support?
he's saying that's what they're
from
seeing.
their
That's what they're
perspective.
seeing.
From
From
their
the outside looking
perspective.
in.
Yeah, from their perspective.
For the ignorant, no.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe that.
That's what they're saying, or you believe that that's
No,
the
that's
real...
what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He knows the history.
But the
He
real
knows
reason-
history.
Oh yeah.
I know you know the history, but you said it as if like
That's
why
why
are
they're
they supporting them?
supporting-
Because
yeah.
they saw okay.
No, but I'm just
I get
saying.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I get what you
Sorry.
I get what you mean. I
Sorry,
get what you mean.
It's not that.
But at least they had something to hold on to,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
and present to the world,
Yeah.
right? But when it got to a certain stage, right, something changed, and they said, "Wait a minute, this is too much. This is too much." The world started speaking, right? And certain big nations said, even though we support Israel on certain things, whatever it may be, this is too much.
Who's that though?
Other big nations like France, Germany, other nations.
Germany ain't said shit. Germany ain't said a fucking thing. If there's a
You sound
country,
like Captain
if there was, if there's a country that ain't said shit, it's Germany.
I'm pretty sure Germany said
They
that.
ain't said a thing.
Okay, I
bro.
could be wrong about Germany, but
Not-
some
not a thing.
other big nations have said certain things, right? Regardless, what I'm trying to say to you is the tide changed a bit, right? I'm now saying on top of that, I don't see how these countries who are saying we don't stand with Netanyahu, what he's doing is genocide, the UN step in or whatever it is, those countries, I don't think they'll stand by and say, wait a minute, these people, like, just getting rid of 2 million Gazans, right? I'm also saying the Middle East, the neighboring countries, are saying they won't accept it. I think that's also their way of putting up some sort of resistance.
It's not.
But wait, though.
Fuck
but wait,
Egypt
wait,
and fuck
but wait,
Jordan
though.
as well.
You see, when you say that the countries, they then said we're not going to stand for what Netanyahu is doing and stuff.
Yeah.
What practical moves did they make to stop
No
what Netanyahu was
sanctions.
doing?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
all it was we don't like what you're doing. What you're doing is terrible.
Yeah.
And we don't agree with you. And that was it.
They
And
didn't even
if
do that,
it's
though.
again, but the thing is though, if again this what is it called, Trump City? What's the Trump town? What's trying to do?
Whatever.
If he's trying to do all this thing that he's doing, all they're gonna do again is just wag their fingers.
Yeah.
Especially because with something like that as well, I think we would even see these countries that we think are on Palestine's side actually changing their sides again, because there's all he has to do is just say, okay, well, you can work with us this way, and business wise, this is how we can benefit you and benefit you and benefit you. So I get the naivety, but it doesn't help the conversation move forward, because saying that I can't imagine a day where this will happen doesn't change the fact that we've got receipts of when West happened.
No, I hear it.
So then what are we talking about?
Can I
No,
just add
I hear
something
it.
as someone that's just been listening? I think, firstly, we cannot ever underestimate the wickedness of man. By man, I mean humans, in case someone gets offended. And so, for someone to even fathom this, and could it happen? Yes. I think what I understand Imaya saying is that logistically, it is more difficult to pick people up
Logistically, yeah.
and move them somewhere versus
to kill
bombing
and
them.
bomb people.
Logistically, because he's saying I'll move them somewhere. So you could, if you bomb them, then people will flee and they'll go to camps, and that's one way to get them out. But he's saying I'm going to take them out, and that is logistically, that is more difficult. Now,
Far
remember
more.
when they were trying to find a place for the Israelis to go in the
Yeah.
1900s? Uganda was a place,
Was a problem, yeah, it was an
right?
option.
So they might say, okay, you guys, let's try and coerce one of these African countries to take them. And you know what our leaders are like, so let's not. They could do
Child.
any madness for some money.
For one biscuit.
Yeah,
Biscuit.
for a piece of maggot. So I think that there is that, maybe that will happen. But I understand your point about the logistically it's more difficult. But like, to think of it and the wickedness of it, it's easy. They're already doing
But then
it.
when you say
Can I ask?
logistically, go
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I'm still getting stuck on this bit.
On the logistically?
Right, yeah. Because
Yeah.
right now, it's a mess. It's leveled, right? And
Yeah.
they're all intense and whatnot. They can't remain intense and whatnot. So they have to be...
A lot of camps and refugee camps have been around for ages. If you people living in tents and stuff
Yeah.
For a long time.
In a war zone?
around a war zone.
But the
I
war
guess.
zone is still on, right? It's still warring.
It's warm, yes.
Warm.
Yeah, are they still in the, they're still
Isn't
they're
it?
not
We-
bombing
we-
at the moment,
it's
right? It's still the
No,
cease-
that ain't no fucking
ceasefire.
ceasefire, man. There ain't no
No
ceasefire.
ceasefire.
So it's still ongoing. Hence Trump saying, I want to give them homes. He's coming from a compassionate angle. I want to give them homes, right? And he's basically leaning on the surrounding nations to basically do that.
They're not going to take them.
Huh?
They're
They're not
not.
going to take them.
For various
No,
reasons.
that's what's
Yeah, for
happening.
various
That's what they're
reasons.
saying right now. They're not. No. He's going to keep pushing until something gives, right?
Yeah, but they were just talking about Egypt and all that. Do people know about that? How the population was growing in Egypt? and
Doesn't
stuff like
matter.
that? They
Egypt,
couldn't
Egypt's a piece of shit as well because they sided with Israel. Jordan, same. Fuck him. They sided with Israel. So they're not going to take anything. They're not going to take nothing.
They're not going to take them. That's what I was saying.
No, that's cool. That's cool. What I'm saying is that he's still going to keep pushing until something gives, right? Whether it's now relocating them to not the surrounding nations but another nation. I mean, look at
How would that happen, though, Brent?
look at Britain saying we're going to be
What
putting
they need to do, to be fair.
But the Rwanda stuff, right?
yeah. So
Why are we acting like this?
Like, it's not hard. Like, I know you're saying logistically, it's not. That's not the hardest part for him. The hardest part is not going to be removing those people, like trying to find clever ways or devious ways to take them away from their land.
or
Because
quote compassionate ways.
compassionate ways.
Because
they have to look a
I
certain
don't know what
way.
exactly what he said when he said he will remove them or take them, but they've not to be flippant, but killing them and stuff has been removing them from the land. Do you get what I mean? So we don't. So him trying to be compassionate about it. There's so many. Like that's not the hardest part of the plan. Is what I'm basically trying to say.
Why are we acting like they're not starving them already?
Do you know what I
There's
mean?
no aid going in. 7 babies are just frozen to death. The 7th one just come up now that I saw this morning. There's no infrastructure. There's no heat. There's no water. There's nothing. He's starving them out. We're acting like, oh,
That's him taking
why
them
we're
out.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. As horrible as it is, that's easier than saying, I'm going to prepare a package and plan for you to go somewhere and make sure that you will become citizens. And
Yes, but when you say,
it's
that,
a
though,
non-point. What's your point with that? What's your point?
I get, because
There's no point
with
to that.
All right.
yes, saying that, okay, yeah, that's easier. It's quote unquote easier to kill them than to relocate them. Then he would just kill them if he wants their land.
Which is what he's doing.
So we're saying,
it's no point.
It's not a thing where physically removing them is so difficult that he's going to be left with other options. They've already got the option they've been practicing for how long now?
And I just wanted to mention South Africa and Ireland, which sounds really sad, but as the standout countries that said, South Africa said, we know what apartheid is. This is it. And Ireland is
for their own famine, and they know they relate to the Palestinian people as well.
So when we talk about countries that have really spoken up and like their governments have spoken out boldly, I think it's worth mentioning them. And sorry if I've missed anyone else.
And Spain.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
They're a bit later to the party.
No.
Oh,
From the beginning, avid. I think Spain, Chile. I want to say Colombia.
Chile have got that kind of energy though, innit?
Proper. They backed them up proper. But yeah, no, America didn't. They vetoed every single vote. Every single vote, they vetoed it. Also, Trump's trying to now sue the ICJ. He's doing something in regards to human rights, in which he's now, I think he's going to sanction the ICJ because they're looking for Netanyahu.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
That'll do it.
we will continue keeping you guys abreast with Trump Gaza. And this is a wild picture. That is so wild.
It's so unnecessary in many ways.
That is so wild to me. It's crazy.
This guy is just antagonizing everybody. That's what it is. And someone's going to react.
But it should, because that's a threat.
No, 100%. But it's going to react. It's going to justify
Gonna fall
what
for
they
the
do
bait.
next. That's what
he's saying.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think people just need to talk with their money. That's it. If we end up talking with our money and we ain't doing no fucking collaborations with McDonald's and we're moving, we're not buying shit.
Just a random
we're
one.
not doing, I don't give a fuck. We're not buying stuff. Listen, we start moving stuff, we start doing stuff with our money. It talks.
Stormzy, McDonald's is the least of the problems.
It will
Everybody
affect,
else is
but it's the
doing
optics.
bare different things.
It's the optics.
That's supporting Israel.
It's the optics.
We haven't had you on.
No.
All right.
I haven't said much.
Explain to me why it was so reprehensible for you.
To me, when you said free, I get it. It's whatever. It's he needed the check. I don't know. He got the money. Cool. Whatever. You got the bag.
No, don't do
the
that.
optic. I'm gonna do that. He got the bag. That's all good. It's cool.
You said what you said. I want to understand what you said. Right? You blame Stormzy for being part of this same thing that you've been getting on Team Mind for. Right?
What did I blame?
Tell me
Stormzy
why.
For? What did I blame?
You
Stormzy
just
for?
mentioned Stormzy just
Yes,
now.
I did, because I said the optics of it isn't good.
Talk to me why it's not good.
If we all use our money properly and we're not shop at all these places, it sends the right message and it will stop certain things from moving.
They
did the same thing in South Africa. I don't know why it's a big.
You've mentioned McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Is McDonald's a supporter of Israel?
They were there supporting them in the beginning. Yeah.
Who's they?
McDonald's.
Corporate
or the franchise, whoever.
Don't do that.
I'm going to do that.
Do you think that there is a difference between the franchise and the corporate arm of McDonald's?
I believe that franchises need to run certain ideas by the conglomerate for them to pass it through and give the thumbs up for. Yes.
So you think that the owner of those 255 McDonald's asked McDonald's if it is that they can give free...
Yes. Because if he didn't, hold on. If he didn't, hold on. If he didn't, and he's using a big name such as McDonald's, and he uses that name incorrectly, that makes him liable for defamation. So he would have to cover himself.
Okay, what did McDonald's reportedly do after?
Pull all their franchise or remove the franchise.
Is that an issue for you?
No, it wouldn't be an issue for me.
Do you see that as a good move?
No, I see it as a capitalistic move. I don't see it as a move done in moral just.
So in my mind, this is how it played out, yeah. So at the start, everyone was saying, pray for Israel, pray for Israel, pray for Israel. The guy with the franchises thought the world is praying for Israel, let me do a good thing and let me feed the IDF soldiers or whatnot. As things have unfolded, where all these governments are saying, actually, no, Israel is the bully here and whatever, McDonald's, to make a stand, has then bought back or whatever, however they took their franchises back from that guy. For me, it says that he never passed it through to the higher ups. Maybe, I don't know if you're meant to do that, because if I own a franchise of a company, I don't think I'll be telling you every single. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's how franchises work.
Because
I don't think that's how franchises
the
work.
surrounding countries that, my friend, The surrounding countries, a few of them came out to say the people who own the franchises in the surrounding countries came out to say, hey, what he's doing over there has got nothing to do with us over here. They came out to say that, right? So I need to understand why you are so certain that they got the AOK from McDonald's corporate.
Wait, hold on. Esther, just to
Yeah.
read back to what you said. The countries didn't say shit. It was the people. People stopped shopping there. They saw a drop in their sales. They saw a drop in everything. All of this is done for money. So it's never from any moral standpoint. They're not doing it to because it's for the good of the people. It's never that.
Does that
it's
matter?
for money. It's for sales. No, I'm just saying that so people understand, right? To answer your question, yes, they need to run it by McDonald's. They're using a brand name. If you're using any brand name in any capacity, you need to be able to run it to get permission.
To
They
give
can't
out free
run.
food to
Yes.
their community?
I don't believe
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think so.
If
I'm
you can
sure.
show me evidence, then I'll be like, cool, let me listen to it. But the McDonald's don't
so
mind,
you're
don't
telling
mind,
me-
don't mind
Yeah.
shit. If it is they decide to basically
Give
do
to the homeless around,
I
they're
don't,
not
I
doing
don't know
that.
if they're going to be asking McDonald's.
It
can we
was
do
it
this?
was a big. You're saying like they done it in secrecy. They done it and advertised it. So it's two separate things you're arguing. They advertised and said we're giving to the idea if this is what McDonald's is doing. Look at us. It wasn't to there's a homeless guy over there. Hey, we'll give him a free hamburger. They said this is what we're doing in McDonald's. Feeding the idea, feeding the heroes was the propaganda they were giving out. It's not just a random Thursday we feed the homeless day.
No, but you know what? Okay, fair though. Even if that happened, right? But then McDonald's has then. I feel like the corporation has then made their stance by saying we're cutting ties with this man who was feeding all the soldiers.
And you're not factoring that in. Why not?
They have.
You just said this is capitalism.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
They're not doing it they're not doing it for the good of the people. Say your question again.
I don't know if they're not.
But why does that matter though?
No, but even forget it mattering. It does because it's like optics. It's like during Black Lives Matter when George Floyd died, and all these companies had to quickly prove that they had black people in Philadelphia, and they quickly promoted black people. But then when we look at the statistics, there's been no black people promoted in the last 4 years. So it does matter, like your intention behind doing something. If you're just doing it to shut people up, then you're not really for the cause, because then you end up making the most noise about how you're for this movement, but you're really not. So there's that. But even if it was a thing where, like, forget the capitalism or whatever it was, buying back, I think they bought it back or whatever, the majority of the franchises from this person who did that act, that makes a big statement of we don't stand with his actions of essentially enabling a war or genocide.
And bear in mind, Ramsey, I'm not saying that what Stormzy did prior to this, saying Free Palestine, and then looking to archive the post, and then afterwards, when this has come up, he's now come to say a whole bunch of nothing.
It didn't say nothing, yeah.
Cool. I'm not saying that is all bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's all good, sorry.
So, yeah.
100% that was the wrong move.
I know.
Right?
I know.
But to speak on that particular issue, absent Stormzy, right? For you to say that a franchise owner doesn't even matter in this case, and then what McDonald's has done after the fact, this is all in a sequence of events, mind you, doesn't matter. That's the result of capitalism. I don't know why it is that you're seeing one thing but decide to basically close your eyes to the next thing.
He's a human being. We all do it.
But admit that you're doing it though. Say that. Don't.
While McDonald's is on the BDS boycott list, I'm not shopping there. I'm not buying nothing on
Who
there.
else is on that list?
They Coca-Cola, Starbucks.
I saw them. They actually said the other day that they're really suffering. They're down
No,
bad.
I know that
so the
Coca-Cola has
stream-
actually said we stand with Israel. I know that.
Yeah, they have
I've
they
seen the thingamajig.
they have what do they call them, plants in the West Bank, illegal settlements in West Bank. MacD's for now is on the boycott list. I'm not doing it.
No, and I do believe I know why.
And
they've
them
been
pulling
put on
it,
there.
them pulling it has a big thing to say to me, because again, and obviously I'm not gonna be able to find it, but I know under somewhat vague understanding of franchises is that you paying for the license to have McDonald's, right?
Yep.
So when you're doing that, you're gonna need certain proposals, certain agreements
Yes.
or authorizations to get things done, and McDonald's stood by that.
And I think their response to what happened shows that they broke some
That
sort
shit,
of agreement.
yeah.
And they said,
But,
hey,
but they
I'm
done
gonna
it
grab this
because
back
they
from you.
because
Because
they
again,
dropped money. They were losing money.
No, but
because it affected the
I get
whole
you, but
thing.
like, I don't know, man.
Wait, let's
They
just say...
didn't say, oh, we're
Question,
gonna hold
question,
on, we're gonna
wait,
revoke
wait.
the franchise.
Question.
We stand with Palestine. That's different.
Question,
They didn't say,
Ramsey.
oh, we're with the
Let
people
me
of
ask
Gaza.
you a pointed question.
Yeah, go on.
The next one you said was Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah,
Coca-Cola's come out to say I stand with Israel, right?
yeah. Was that and the fact that they got the
No, they have actually
In
sent
West
a
Bank.
message out. So let's just say McDonald's haven't done that, because they haven't done that, right? Officially. The
Sorry, say that again?
McDonald's corporate arm has not come to do that. Yes?
Okay.
But let's just say this happened over there and the optics look as though McDonald's has now come to say, I am making my decision and I stand with Israel. Because that's the optics. That's what everybody thought was happening, right? And then they've come to say, nah, I'm changing my mind, quote unquote, changing my mind. What has been presented to me, this is abhorrent, so I'm going to change my mind. Would you then now say, thank you very much for changing your mind?
If they said that.
If
they said that.
In the actions.
No. I want to make a statement. The same way.
But they didn't say it in the first place.
Yes, they did. They said we're feeding the heroes of the idea of fighting the war in Gaza.
When did McDonald's corporate say that?
No, McD said that with their logo.
You see what you're doing right now?
If I go out and say if I say TMB, yeah, if I do a video of TMB doing something off my own back and you lot don't retract it and say no, we're not in line with this, I am now speaking for TMB.
My actions, no, but I fired you.
It's not about actions. You're going to release a statement saying Ramsey doing this and such and such and such. We don't stand with.
Oh, sorry, I think I understand what you're saying now. In not just
actions,
buying it back, you're saying that they should have put
said,
out. So you do realize that they put out this to the press. The purchasing back of the things. Is that enough for you?
No, it's not. The same way would it be enough for most people if Ramsey done something crazy outside. I'm not going to say something crazy just in case I get clips. But Ramsey does something wild outside and now I got TMB merch and I'm saying, yo, this is for TMB, da da da. And then I put the logo there and bam. And you just go Ramsey. We're not with Ramsey no more.
The difference is that, say for example, you're doing something, but you haven't said it's for TMB. The pictures and stuff has captured the new black everything. And then the press has said, oh, the new black stands with whatever is going on. But then the new black then comes to find out what you were doing and thinking, no, the new black did not send you to do all of that. New black fires you.
Yeah.
That's the new black taking a stance to say that whatever's going on over there is none of our business. I get what you're saying about they should have released a press statement. And to be fair, I don't know that any of us know for a fact they never did.
I don't know. I think that they did when it said all of the...
Are you all boycotting everybody on the list?
I don't know. I've never seen this list.
I'm a liar because I go to church.
And you remember...
Since I won't go to church,
I have an iPhone. This is all part of the whole thing.
Probably stuff you shouldn't be eating anyway.
And I probably have other stuff that's going to...
Do you drink Coca-Cola still?
I don't have... Well, I can't remember last time I drank Coke. But
I'm not Coke, but I don't even know what other drinks are on there. Is Ribena on there? Because that's... Isn't it Coca-Cola? So all the drinks are on there.
Yeah, Sprite, Fanta.
I had a Ribena last night.
Coke owns a lot of different
Yes, it does. It does. Mineral water.
There's a lot of pizza on there as well. So if you like pizza, you're screwed.
Pizza
Papa
Hut,
John's,
Oh, this
Pizza Hut,
shit ain't new to me.
Domino's.
I've been stopped buying stuff.
But the garlic bread pizza at Domino's is...
Okay.
Don't you dare do ads. I'm telling people about the boycott list.
I'm just saying, man. You make your decisions wisely.
All right, cool. Let's jump into the topic of the day because we need to hear about this nutrition and how eating well can reverse brain aneurysms. All right.
Wait, hold on. I got
Come on.
Come on.
I don't wait. It's him.
Anyone who got something to say, look at the old iPhone I'm using. I ain't buying no new shit, yeah? Just in case you lot. I boycott everything.
That's
It's
not
just.
There's still cobalt in there. That's not.
No. This is reused. This is
He has
reused.
upgraded, so he's doing
That's
this thing.
crazy. That is a crazy
I bought an old
stance.
phone on
No, but to
purpose.
be fair, the people are saying
What are you talking about? You're dumb.
No. To be fair to Ramsey, people are saying that obviously with the phones. So essentially, if you've got an iPhone, cool, not cool, fine, but don't upgrade it. So
Don't
if
buy a new phone.
Yeah, don't buy a new one.
You're picking and choosing.
Reuse.
Like
No, that's what they've always said.
That's people with iPhones trying to make themselves feel better. That's a crazy stance. If you got your iPhone, okay, but don't you dare get upgrades.
This is why
Like what?
No.
Like what?
You guys, no. You guys are full of shit. Laura literally came in here and talked to us about the Congo, and that's what she was saying because one of the things I remember Margs brought it up to about well people have iPhones, blah blah blah. She's like, yeah, people do have iPhones. However, though, to show support is that you're not buying new phones that is still where they're currently still harming the people. So it's about recycling. Don't you guys know about sustainable fashion as well?
It is, but at the same time, someone can use the same argument. You know what I'm saying?
What,
Like,
which is
if you're really down, don't use anything to do with Apple.
Yeah, but that's fair.
Who said that? Who said
I
that?
get
I'm
you.
saying
That's fair.
people can say that.
Yeah, but people already have these devices when they've found out or when they've learned about
Make
these
yourself
things.
uncomfortable like those in Gaza.
It's
That's what
a
someone will do.
fantasy. It's
No,
the-
this
And
is
throw away your
not
iPhone.
the phone stuff.
Bye bye.
That's
If I make
for-
myself
that's for
uncomfortable, like
Congo.
the people in
No,
Gaza.
I know, but I'm just saying that same argument can be used in all.
Did you tell
I don't think
did you
anyone's
guys
ever
tell
said
white
that.
people to make themselves uncomfortable like black people doing Black Lives Matter movements?
don't think anyone's ever said that.
No, but
I make myself
said what?
uncomfortable.
What you just said, no one's ever said that. I've
Said
never
what?
heard.
What?
Make
You
yourself
just said make
uncomfortable
yourself
like
completely uncomfortable, go
like
live in
people
a
in
cave.
Gaza. That's crazy.
The point is,
It's a wild verse to go with.
No, the point is, this is why Margs and Brent were saying what they're saying.
Yeah, I hear
because
that,
it's
I agree.
picking and
Yeah.
choosing.
Of course you do. You got every aspect
picking and choosing.
Anyway,
What am I picking and choosing?
So do I.
100%. It's to make people comfortable with the comforts that they currently have. Do you understand?
No.
So saying just don't go and buy a new one, that's them doing their part.
That's what they said.
100%.
No, but everyone.
But who's the day? Who's the day said? That's what who's the day said.
The people that are putting at the what call this?
The what? These days, man. Oh,
Love
man.
and lights, everybody, man. There's only so much a girl can do, child.
All TB clothing is ethically sourced.
What?
Now they're going to do an investigation.
Prove it.
Oh man.
Too late. You already got pictures of
That's all you
them.
need.
Mention all right side.
I think the reality is, as long as everyone's trying to do a little something that they can do, it's something. You know what I'm saying?
And
Because no
that's
one's
it.
perfect. Everyone can be picked out on certain things that they do. In
I said
all
a
walks
little
of-
something. That's what I'm asking. A little something.
No, but
That's fine. That's fine with me.
No, but when you
a
then
little
point the
something.
finger,
Man,
at,
them ain't doing
no,
shit.
but when you point the finger at somebody else, you know what
Who
I'm
am I
saying?
pointing the finger at?
The McDonald's franchise or the corporation that didn't do everything that you want them to do.
Or Stormzy.
You know what I'm saying? Or Stormzy.
It was directly
It's not fair.
It
You know what I'm
was-
saying?
it was-
Wow. Man, them are getting upset because they ain't doing enough. Deal with however you want
See
to
what
deal
I'm
with.
saying?
That's
You just go back on the thing that I just said.
I'm not talking about the way you lot feel. I'm doing my bit. You lot can't do your bit. Oh well, innit? I'm not here to make you lot feel better. I'm doing my bit.
And
Fuck you lot talking-
I think that's the thing that
This shit
I
about the
struggle
chat.
with sometimes. Because everyone, they start off saying, do your part. And then when I start doing my part, you tell my part is not big enough.
Word. And they ain't doing shit. Fuck out of here.
But Stormzy was doing a lot.
I'm not talking about Stormzy.
No,
I'm
but
talking
you was
about- I'm talking
upset
people in
about
the chat chatting shit.
upset
That's what I'm
about
talking about.
Stormzy. But you
man
was
are
upset about
triggered.
Stormzy.
Do your
You know
bit,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Shut up, man.
What if he uses the money from McDonald's to do more
Cambridge
good?
students, that's what I said. I said if he uses the money to pay for
It's
Cambridge
exactly what I was
tuition,
saying.
for them
It's
black
exactly what I
kids
was
that can't afford to go to
Optics
school.
is enough. Optics is enough. He could have got the money somewhere else if he wanted to use the money for something else. It
see
didn't
what I'm
have to
saying?
be Matt D's.
You see what I'm saying?
Did it have to be Matt
It
D's?
didn't have to be anything.
Did it have to be Matt D's?
But what if the opportunity was good?
I'll be honest with you, I said it, and I know like it wasn't the best decision move to make, but they can never make me hate Stormzy for
Where's
what
Kelechi?
he's intentionally done.
I need Kelechi
They
here.
can never make me hate Stormzy. That's a fact.
Please don't become those R. Kelly fans.
No, I'm not an R. Kelly fan.
No, but they have
R. Kelly and
no,
Stormzy.
but they have the same sentiments.
Sister. No, they don't.
Do you know what I mean?
They
There's
don't.
nothing that you could do.
No,
They're
they
trying to
don't.
bring
No,
another
they
You're
black
don't.
man
comparing
down.
pissing on babies and
Trust
burgers.
me.
That is wild.
I'm not. No, that's a wild
I'm
take.
not,
Trust me.
I'm not comparing what they've done. I'm saying they have the same mentality.
They don't have the same mentality though.
That you can never let me hate this
I'm
person.
sorry. No. That's
R. Kelly
way
was
there
different.
is-
pissing
so
on
you're
you
saying that there
and
is a
making
limit.
rhythms about it.
Stormzy
Stormzy
could-
got nuggets named after him. This ain't the same thing.
I'm not saying they're the same. I'm saying the followers have the same mentality.
No, but they don't have the same mentality because they're sick.
Okay, you know
They're
what?
sickos.
All
I'm not
right.
sicko
No,
for
but
saying Stormzy.
No, but she's basically just saying there's
but
no
she's taking
lying.
the extreme. She's taking
No, but
the extreme.
that's the thing.
I understand what you
I
guys
think
are
you
saying.
don't become.
But the people who support R. Kelly and stuff, they're mentally sick.
But listen,
They're mentally sick. I'm not mentally sick.
I know that.
for saying that
Amen.
I like Stormzy. Like I'm
That's
not
not
going
what
to
you
cancel
said.
Stormzy because he made this one.
That's
poor
not
move.
what you said.
But then, no, but I did say that.
You
though.
said there's nothing that
I said
could
you
make
can
me.
never make me hate Stormzy because of what he's
Okay.
done. When I see what he does for the black community.
Okay.
That was I put that first before I then said you can never make me hate Stormzy.
Okay.
Because I'm carrying on with that.
That was the
But
only.
R.
That was the
Kelly-
main part that I was focusing on. It's the
I
same mentality.
started that part and I said it 3 times.
Like the
Them
video,
old
people.
aunties that's defending R. Kelly outside with the black cards,
Paying
spending
for his bail
paying-
money.
doing GoFundMe for their bail money. They're sickos. Be in jail with him.
Well, like the video, people. Subscribe. We're on the road to 10K. You know what I'm saying? We're here every day.
All right,
You know what
so
I'm saying?
if we're not supposed to be eating McDonald's, what are we supposed to be eating?
It's a very broad question. Can you narrow it down a bit,
Insects.
please? Done. Thank you. Exactly.
If I had a brain aneurysm,
If you had a brain, why have you gone to brain aneurysm? I feel like it's really precise.
I thought you told
well,
him
it
that.
needs
You
to be
know?
precise.
I had a brain
serious?
aneurysm, so maybe he's just trying
You
to.
say, "Oh, serious?"
Maybe he's just trying to. I don't know what he's trying to do. To be fair, he's just
Well,
being,
as in
he's just
really?
what do you mean?
As in,
No,
you
he
had
actually
it.
had one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like what? Actually, do you mind just telling me briefly like how they found it?
It exploded.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, like how long ago was it?
2019.
Okay, 2019. Okay, you look well.
Thank you.
I would say that usually it's due to high blood pressure, amongst other things like certain drugs can cause it as well.
I don't take drugs.
Sorry?
I think.
Certain medications. Certain medications can cause it. Not like I wasn't accusing you of anything.
Okay, just saying.
We want to take things that keep the blood flowing, basically, around our body. Usually stay hydrated. There are things like beetroot that are really good, just to keep our blood flow going. We'll want to exercise. But one of the things that I think we don't talk about enough is the impact of stress on our blood, on our systems, on our bodies, on our health. Because one of the things that happens when we have a stress response is that our blood pressure goes up to pump more blood around your body, because your body's like, okay, I'm obviously going to have to punch something, or I'm going to have to run. I'm going to need that energy. I'm going to need more glucose in my blood. And just to clarify, this is a good thing. Our bodies are supposed to do this for a short period of time. The problem is that we find ourselves in these prolonged states because of our lifestyles, the things that we're eating. So, yeah, I would say that managing stress is also really important.
Is there such a thing as a perfect diet?
No, there is an ideal diet for each person. So I know that you're vegan, right? Not everyone's going to... a lot of people don't do well on veganism. And I'm not talking about the people who go vegan and then eat like chip sandwiches all the time, because either way.
Exactly, yeah.
No, because people just like, if it's not meat, then it's great, yay. And that's not necessarily... That's not true. There are more considered ways and better ways to go vegan, but some people just don't thrive. Their bodies don't absorb nutrients that well. But it doesn't then mean that you should be on a carnivore diet. I know some people it's becoming really popular. People like, I've seen these changes and so on. And often when we take certain things out of our diet, we do see changes. But the other thing is about sustainability. So some people do really well with being a vegan for a period of time. Some people do well with reducing their, certain kind of carbohydrates for a certain amount of time. But is that you set for life? Probably not, because you might be missing out on certain nutrients. It really depends on how your body absorbs different nutrients. A lot of vegans like to say, I get my, B12 from spirulina.
Yeah, but they should just take a supplement.
Yes, because it's not that bioavailable from spirulina.
No, spirulina, not semolina.
Not semolina. Don't have semolina to get your beads. Yeah, to get your B12. So yeah, they're just having something that tastes like pond water, and it doesn't really.
No, spirulina isn't that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
You're hard body. No, I used to have quite a lot of spirulina because I went through a vegan phase, and it's not. You get used to it, but it is pondy.
I guess the same. I guess in the same way, I guess matcha is quite
earthy.
Yeah.
Spirulina is pondy.
So?
It's pondy.
I didn't mind it. Maybe I didn't take enough.
Yeah, maybe.
So does eating healthy always have to taste like shit?
No.
To you. Maybe.
Like, ain't there nice things that you can
season
have?
if you season your food and stuff.
Yeah, but then you're gonna take away all the seasonings. You got too much. You add all the seasonings, just high in salt and all that.
No, it depends what you season with. If you want to season with Maggie, and listen, I get attacked a lot because I tell Africans to not use Maggie, and they're like, "How dare you?" I was like, "I've taken their god," and I'm like, a corporation brought this in, and it's got a bunch of stuff in it, and the one that we have in Africa is different to the one that we can have here because of the different things they can put in it, and we're addicted to it. And oh no, what do you mean?
Yeah, Brent tried to tell me that one time, and I just said, "Oh, I hear you."
Yeah, exactly. You can hear it and be like, "I'm making an informed decision to still use it." Fine, but when they try and act like someone has sent me from the other side, to like,
it's not that deep. So,
like,
so you still have to season your food and things.
You have, season your food. Don't disrespect the food, like by not seasoning it.
What
but
seasonings
there are
do you
different.
use?
I use salt, not table salt.
Salt and pepper.
I'm starting. Wait,
Ionized
why did you
salt.
finish the list for me? I said one.
Salt and pepper. This is what she said. Okay.
No,
she hasn't finished.
It's up the natural flavor of anything, you know.
Yeah, no.
You'd be surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Should I tell us how salt works?
Yes, you are, chef. So I don't know why it is you scoffed at that.
So wait a minute. When you say
Let me
natural
work.
flavour of
Let
what?
me work.
I'll get back in my camera.
Natural flavour of what?
Sorry.
I would really like everyone just to take a deep breath
Yeah,
and
'cause I heard
allow
natural
this place
flavour
to be a
and-
space of patience and compassion,
It must be nice.
so we can manage our blood pressure.
Mine went up when you brought up R. Kelly. So.
My one's better if I just shout. Once I just shout, I'm good.
Just gotta let
Once
it
I
out.
let out, I'm
You
blessed.
shout what?
Every time I let out what I need to let out,
Okay, then you're cool.
yeah. Every time I get my blood pressure checked, I'm good.
You're fine because you
Yeah.
shouted before and then you walked and you're like, I'm cool in it,
Can you
dog.
imagine?
So there is actually a condition where I forget the name of it, where people get so anxious about going to get their blood pressure checked that it only goes up
Really?
when they're
Yeah.
getting their blood pressure
That's
checked. So it's
interesting.
really difficult to check whether they have a blood pressure problem.
Oh no.
I was just on a blood pressure monitor for the last 24 hours.
And how is it going?
It was all right.
You're right. Still there's seasoning sneaking up on you.
No, it was all right. It spikes sometimes, but for the whole, it's cool.
Are you recording every every
I'm not a
spike?
person that's
I didn't record.
so some people are against salt. People that eat ital and stuff, they don't tend to have much salt, right? I love salt.
You mentioned table salt.
Yeah, no, don't have table salt is great if you want to like de-ice your car, but generally you want something that's like rock salt,
Kosher
sea
salt.
salt.
Himalayan
What
and
about
that.
ionized?
So if ionized or
Iod-
with
you talking about
iodine,
Iodinized.
Yeah.
yeah, ionized.
Iodinized.
So they sometimes that's the standard in some African countries. They believe people are low in iodine.
Yeah.
The problem is that if you have an overactive thyroid, it's the worst thing you can have.
Really?
You don't just take iodine supplement
Oh yeah.
just for bands, and that's what they do by putting it in the salt.
Yeah.
So you're better off having something like some kind of rock salt, sea salt.
Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also get potassium chloride salt.
Okay.
Potassium is the thing that counters sodium. You want to be having, I think, for every 20% increase in the potassium, you have a certain decrease in sodium. They balance each other
Okay, so
out.
if I put the Maggie in my food, then I can have that.
If you put the Maggie in your food, you don't need to put any salt in your food.
Yeah, but fair. But say I use like half Maggie or a little bit of Maggie.
Okay.
And then I can balance out with the.
Yeah,
salt.
I feel like I'm helping someone on a drug program. Yeah, you can bring yourself like just a little bit, just a little hit. I'm good for it. Yeah, you can do half and half.
Okay.
Um,
And what's that one? The potassium.
Potassium chloride. You can use like rock salt, sea salt, and I tend to put a pinch of that in my water as well, just to help me absorb the water better. That's proper hydration. Hydration isn't just drinking
electrolytes,
water.
right?
Yeah, hydration is actually about electrolyte balance, not just drinking water. Those things that tell you drink a gallon of water, 4 gallons of water, you will drown yourself.
Because whatever's, because right now your food's sounding salty. Whatever.
You sound
seasonings
Say that
you
again?
need.
What did you say? Salty.
No, because that's what I keep hearing. Salt, kosher salt, pink
No.
salt.
We just had a discussion about salt, so it was like a tangent. It wasn't just like just use different salts and enjoy it.
What else do you use?
I use one of my favorites is smoked paprika. That is nice.
Do you use just fresh, like organic, or do you use the ones?
Smoked paprika, I get the powder. A lot of stuff I just use the powder.
Okay.
If you can get cinnamon sticks, for example, that's nice.
Okay.
But
Which type of cinnamon?
so
There's
Jamaican
two
cinnamon
variants.
is nice.
Okay.
One's
bad apparently. They've just done a study. And
I
said
get to
one
get
of them are
Ceylon more
carcinogenic.
more than cassia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Generally.
What's your opinion on MSG?
MSG is
Monosodium glutamate.
yeah.
I was thinking, what's Madison Square Garden got to do with anything? I was like, basketball.
Sorry, Rockstar.
I
I think it's controversial because it's also linked to it has racial undertones to it.
Yes, from America.
Yeah. And so, you know, when I was training, a lot of the time they were like, be careful of MSG, it's quite addictive, might have issues with blood pressure and maybe some cognition challenges. The thing is though, everyone in Asia is like, but we're cool.
Yeah.
I sprinkle it on my food and I'm cool. Now, what's good for the goose is not always good for the gander, right? But I would say that in moderation, I personally wouldn't make it my go-to thing, and I generally don't go for things with them. And the thing is, when you go for a
Chinese,
I wasn't gonna say which, but from a particular places, you can't control how much they put in there.
Word.
So
Say Chinese.
Chinese food, they use MSG.
That MSG is good then.
Not the monosodium glutamate, the Madison Square Garden.
they use Madison Square Garden.
That one's good. If it's in Chinese food, that one's proper.
So I generally avoid in general, but if there's a bit and I'm not gonna be like,
Can I ask also the importance of mixing or taking certain supplements with others and the importance of not mixing certain supplements with others?
Yeah, there is an importance in it. So They inhibit and they can compete for absorption. So iron, magnesium, calcium, you would take them separately. Magnesium is something that's nice to take at night because it helps with sleep, amongst other things.
I don't. I take it in the morning.
Do you take it for like gym and stuff? It keeps you well?
It keeps me wired if I take it at night. I can't sleep. So
Okay, and that's interesting because I think there is a growing number of... Does it have anything else in it?
Isn't it magnesium something, another word?
Glycinate?
No.
Glycinate,
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just that?
Just that.
Okay. Yeah. I find that there are some people that make... So there are certain herbs that are like that as well, like valerian. Yeah. Is a herb that's a nervine.
Valerian still.
Valerian root is one that's good for...
I'm learning here. I'm just learning.
It's good for sleep, but there's a subset of people where they're like, I was just like this all night. So other ones I would recommend ahead of it if we're thinking about sleep, like lemon balm and passion flower and chamomile. Morning is vitamin D.
Yes.
Iron and some of the B vitamins because they can give you quite a lot of energy. But yeah.
But it's too much. Is there such a thing as too much supplements though?
Yes. So I will always ask people, like when I see them consultation or whatever, like what you taking, I ask them why they're taking. And even just people, sometimes I work in Pemhamsey, a health shop in Brixton, and people are like, I'm taking this, why? Don't know, I just thought it'd be good. So I do like people to get bloods done. Because you need to have a baseline, you need to have something that you're comparing against in the future and something that allows you to know where you are. A lot of people were just like stabbing in the dark. One of my big watch out is men who take iron supplements without having a test. They're like, I'm just low on energy, so I started taking iron. Not just boom, like what? Because women are more likely to be iron deficient or insufficient in iron because of their so this is women of a reproductive age because of their monthly bleeds or whenever it comes. The men less so, and actually iron toxicity, so an overdose of iron is actually possibly more dangerous than a lack of iron. Because imagine like overgrowth of iron, it's like almost rusting in your body. So you need to be careful of that and ideally get some bloods. If you're low on energy, we need to go back. We need to ask some basic questions. How are you sleeping? And assess that. And usually that's the thing.
Rams, how many supplements you take?
I take vitamin Delta. I take B12. I take creatine, and I feel like creatine slept on, and I feel like people just take it because you're supposed to go to the gym, but it's
it has a lot of cognitive benefits.
Exactly. Yeah. I take choline sometimes.
Okay.
Again for brain to reduce brain fog.
Okay.
I believe that's it. Maybe some omegas, but that's it.
Omega 3?
B12, yeah. B12, omega.
Are you vegan?
Yeah. I've been testing other stuff out.
Okay, cool. Because the answer was interesting.
I told you. Oh, you wasn't here when I said it. Yeah, I said I've been starting to branch out a little bit.
Going a bit pescatarian?
Having that meat, yeah?
Pause. No, I haven't. I haven't had fish. I haven't had anything like that.
What have you had?
So what have you had?
What you branched out to?
Just vegetarian.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah, veggie. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I had like a bit of cheese, maybe. Try it out.
That's what you wanted to start with.
Yeah.
So he's
I can't do
vegetarian.
I can't do
rather
dead
than
animals.
vegan.
Yeah.
Can you see it's quite a big switch?
Yeah. So I take those.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, that's true.
I just want while I'm on this healthy thing, I feel like I'm taking too many like the protein shakes I'm taking, and I take like a double dose just to hit anything, and the calorie intake just didn't weigh up, and it was a lot of work. So
what are you taking? What's your protein powder?
Right now it's just I think it's isolated whey.
Oh, so that's still
milk.
Animal.
Yeah, it's milk. Yeah,
so what were you taking before? Were you not taking?
It was pea protein.
Okay, and you thought that was too high in calories?
It was grainy, it was just shit.
What brand? I don't know if you can say brands or not.
Bulk.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bulk.
I would say try Pulsin.
I did. It's too expensive. It tastes like shit.
Oh, okay, because I mix pea and rice together.
I see. Okay, cool.
So you didn't just drinking powders and popping pills?
I think it's as supplements, right? That's not the basis
of
your diet.
That's
all I do.
No, it's not my meal. It's not my meal. But there's reasons I take the rest. So, but like what Bill said, the creatine helps with a lot more of cognitive functions. It's just good for muscle recovery. Magnesium is more so for my sleep. What's that?
Raw magnesium.
No, it's the pills. What's that?
Some creatine.
No, I had some this morning. Oh, thank you very much.
What do you do? Mix that with water?
Oh, also collagen.
Gummies.
So what
Okay,
does
for your
creatine do?
joints?
I've been taking collagen. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where again I
What do you
can't
mean?
say I'm plant based because I've been taking collagen.
Oh, because it's like
Bovine.
okay.
Is
All
it
right.
good?
The vegan one is
Let me see.
It just makes the things that will help you
Synthetic.
produce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll give you vitamin C and some other
I
stuff.
had it this morning again. Thank you. No, I'm alright.
I'm
So
good,
what's
thank you.
creatine
You
good
got
for?
any with THC in
So
it?
brain cognitive function and muscle recovery, but
do,
all
right?
the studies that they've made from back then to now, there's barely no bad side effects to creatine.
Yeah.
Like, I've been telling people to have creatine, and my siblings and that. I've been telling all of them, yo, just take creatine. Don't taste of anything.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
So the thing about creatine is probably one of the most researched supplements ever. And at first you had like a lot. So most guys that go to the gym are taking creatine because they know that it helps your muscles retain a bit more water, so you just feel a bit bigger. And women might get worried about
I'm
that.
about to say before I get
No, you'll be fine.
Okay.
It just helps your muscles to look more defined, just pop out and show. Yeah. And also it has good cognitive benefits as well.
Are gummies as effective as, say, there was like a powder or something?
I always worry about the sugar and other stuff in gummies, so normally I would take supplements in other ways.
Oh, this
Definitely
tastes
sugars
like...
in this.
good day,
There's
Yeah.
definitely sugars in this.
No,
But how many of them are supposed?
That's not
I
how it
take
works.
3 a day.
How many times are you supposed to eat?
It's all
3 a
calm
day.
down. Wait, how much did you put in your mouth? It's not my woman.
You must have taken 3, right? Yeah. You
What?
took 3.
I just took one.
You can take 3. You can take 3.
And
What, in one
they're
go?
creatine
Yeah.
gummies.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so with supplements, they would try and find
That's what I'm saying. That
interesting
one,
ways
because that
to
one,
make
I took
them-
one. I don't feel like I don't feel the
That's not how
creatine.
it works.
It's not the
powder.
limitless pill, bruv. It's not the limitless pill. What the fuck?
So should I take some more?
You could take 2 more.
Should I take 2 more?
You can take 2
So
more.
what, that
but-
gives you the 5 grams
Yeah,
in
yeah.
across the
Yeah,
3?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll be ready to
Yeah,
go.
but bear in mind, I take
Something
that because
like
I go gym. You're just popping them.
So annoying.
Huh?
He's
You're
taking
just
them for
popping them.
cognitive
How I go, Jim?
benefits.
Yeah.
Now I go gym now.
But is this one of the ones you should take with something else for it to be...
I think creatine's fine. So.
Creatine you can take whenever. There are some arguments that it is slightly better taken just after a workout and with some carbohydrate to help with the absorption of it and stuff.
Okay.
But some people take it before. It's like whenever you can get it, really. 5 grams a day. Some bodybuilders do like a loading phase of like 20 grams and then they go down
do too much
and they
sometimes.
bloat and then and they have stomach issues. I don't take it every day because I just find that I actually do blow up quite a lot in it.
As in bloated?
I feel like I'm just blowing up on it, so I'm taking it less often than every day.
Okay.
But yeah, most people don't have that effect.
Omega-3s, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some that's better than others. So it's like what I'm noticing, obviously, at least I've noticed that the general narrative is fish oils and all that, so that's the best thing, right? But should people be looking at the actual, the DHA and the EPA content and all that stuff
Yeah.
more? Or is it guaranteed?
They're not all equal.
Okay.
And you'll see some that have more DHA and then some that have more EPA.
Yeah.
You're really testing my knowledge. I actually carry a notebook with me because I can't keep all the knowledge in my head. Some things are like, I think more DHA in the head of a sperm, for example. So you want a certain amount, especially if you're trying to conceive. You do want to maybe about 300 milligrams altogether each day, 300 to 500.
Each one?
No, altogether.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, and then you get some formulas that are a bit more EPA, a bit more DHA, just because they can have slightly different benefits. But overall, you just want something that's got some of each.
How is it important to make sure that children have the right? Because I think personally, vitamin delta is slept on crazy because we don't get enough from the sun, right?
Why do we call it?
Because he pauses everything.
I'm
He's
childish. I'm childish.
Okay, I thought like I was like joining a cult or something. Okay, right.
Every time he says delta, that's
Because he really loves vitamin delta. So.
Okay, all right.
I do. I'm gonna shout about it on the
Go on,
rooftops.
go for it.
So everyone needs to get the D, right?
Yeah,
So,
yes.
because we don't get enough of it from the sun.
Yeah.
I feel like it's important to talk about getting it because
Yeah.
a lot of people get sick on the lack of it.
Yeah.
Well, Ramadan's coming up too.
No, yeah, it's true. Oh,
It
what's
is
that?
tomorrow.
So Izzy Bambino said, if we have time,
Ramadan.
yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah. If we have time, could we get into the guest's general thoughts on fasting, water
Okay.
fasts, full fasts,
Yeah.
etc.
Okay. Should we deal with Delta first?
Yeah.
All right. So
Delta.
vitamin D3. We get vitamin D from the sun primarily. You can get some foods that have a bit of it, and it's
Yeah, broccoli
fortified.
and that or something.
But in terms of what we need to get, is that God said this one shows you that you need to be in the sun. Now, the government guidelines in the UK are that you need 800 international units. That's enough for a small white child to not get rickets.
Imagine.
Okay, which is like weak bones and stuff. I am not small. I'm not a white child. But actually, studies show more and more that we can go up without negative effects, and actually that we need more. Usually, I'm telling people about 4,000, especially like melanated, in the times we're in now, winter, coming out of winter and stuff. Double that. When you get above 5,000 each day, I would add K2 just to make sure that the vitamin D is not the vitamin D. One of the many things it does is help us hold on to calcium, just to make sure the calcium doesn't deposit just anywhere like our arteries, but it actually also goes to our bones. This is what the job of the K2 is. So I would get it with K2. But yeah, if someone's sick, really sick, so sometimes they're on like 20,000 a day or something for a period of time. And ideally, like we can take loads of supplements, but ideally we try and get it from the natural thing that we can. So when we can, get out in the sun, get it on your skin, and get away.
I wear hoodies all the time, man. It's peak.
But you don't need that much though.
No, I mean you do.
No,
You still do.
But you don't need as much as me.
The thing is, our needs
That's not
for
what I'm
different.
saying.
You're racist.
I need about.
I don't know how,
I need about the same as. I need about the same amount as Mustafar Muhammad. But yeah, go on.
Our needs of different
Happy Saviour's
things
Day,
because vitamin D is also good for our immune system. So I say like we've got like the basic trio for our immune system: vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. Just the basic.
Yeah.
And maybe some selenium, but just a triangle seems nice. Vitamin D is so important that when you are ill or feeling ill or whatever, your needs go up. If you're stressed, your needs go up. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And as for fasting, this is already gone, but so we have to remember that number one, fasting, especially for spiritual practice, is very important. Right.
Hallelujah, we need to do it.
And two, we don't need to be eating 24 hours a day. We should be asleep for a period of time during 24 hours, and our body rests and cleans it. The brain cleans itself, the gut cleans itself. And so ideally we won't be sleeping, we won't be eating during that time. Now I know sometimes during pregnancy that happens, or if some people have that kind of specific sleepwalking when they get up and eat, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You should give your body some rest. But of course, as humans, we go to extremes. So people, this is one area, as many, where there is a difference between men and women. Men can healthily fast for longer periods of time, as in like their eating window was first, and their fasting window can be bigger than women's without detrimental effects. So a lot of men, when they go start this, they do intermittent fasting. They do 12 to 8 because it's easy for them, right? Women generally probably a 10 out. Probably we need, probably the studies are showing that we need an earlier window. We need, so if you need maybe like 10 to 14 hours, 10 to 12 hours where you're eating, and you want to start eating not too long after you've woken up, which is, I know is difficult for some of us, but it can be something small. It can be like some few sips of a protein drink. It can be just something that helps to manage our cortisol levels. With women, our bodies are quite sensitive. And I know people get upset. Some women get upset. There's no, I can do anything, and fine, do that. But you'll see that small thing, then your periods are stopped. It's gone funny. And that's your body saying to you, hello.
It's not right, mate. Yeah.
So that's something to think about. But I think that work out what, and remember, some things, again, work for a period of time, but not forever. So some people are doing OMAD, 1 meal a day. And sometimes maybe that's what they need. Sometimes they need the discipline for that period of time. Sometimes, but can you get all of your nutrients in that period of time?
We'll go into that. And it's not optimal for everyone.
All those sound effects they making there.
Shout out DCF Mux. Can you ask about the legitimacy of supplements like CMOS and sorry if I'm saying this wrong.
Shilajit, yeah.
Shilajit.
Yeah, Shilajit is the one that is quite popular these days. It's the one, it's like, if you get it properly, it's like a resin.
Okay.
It's gloopy.
Oh yeah?
It's like, it's black.
A wax.
It's almost,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna skip that.
You
Never
can
heard
get
of
it in different forms, and that's like the pure form.
Okay.
It's mad energy. I think some people use it for like libido and stuff. And I would say that legitimacy is an issue for all supplements. not just Shilajit and CMOS. I don't know how to say this. CMOS, yeah. Okay, a lot of the studies, and not that everything is studies is based on who can afford to do the studies. But a lot of them are done on the Crondus crispus, which is the Irish CMOS. A bit different to the ones we get in the Caribbean. I want to support the ones that come from those areas. The problem is that sometimes we're going to farms now. Is the quality as good as when you get it from the sea? And everyone thinks CMOS is great, so you're just going to get more people like, let me grow CMOS in my garden or whatever. So ask about where it's from, and test the integrity of it. And also, not everybody needs to have CMOS.
That's a nice way of saying CMOS is foolishness.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Some people take it and they're like, I get energy straight away. I'm not one of those people. No, because I'm not one of those people. And I've had other things where I take it straight, like black seed oil. When I took that, whatever cold or whatever tries to take over me, I've been delivered. So everything's, so I don't think it is placebo. But there's different, its integrity is different of different supplements. So,
Matthew K says, would love to hear anything for brain fog.
So normally I would do a whole consultation because it's difficult, and when you just I don't know much about you. What I would say is start with your sleep. So, do you feel refreshed upon waking? Are you laughing at the concept of that?
Refreshed from waking up.
I know.
And then if not, that's what we want to work on first. And that's a whole different ballgame because people are like, give me something for the energy. And I'm like, okay, what does it look like what does your life look like if you are someone that prioritizes sleep? Because that means something's got to be sacrificed.
No phone before that, no phone after waking up.
Your relationship with your phone has to be reviewed. Your relationship with Netflix has to be reviewed. Maybe your relationships in general have to be reviewed. You might be looking at things that will help you to sleep. You might be thinking about your breathing. You might be thinking about your anxiety if you have some. All these things to manage that, to be like, no matter what, I will sleep well, then see what the brain fog is like. But the other thing I will say is medicinal mushrooms are my favorite thing. Not magic mushrooms.
Oh, I was about to say.
Medicinal mushrooms, and lion's mane is known to be for cognition.
Ruby Tuesday says, morning, I hope you're well. I have a connective tissue disorder, HEDS. Is there anything you would recommend I eat or certain supplements?
I'm doing that because I want more context. I'm like, what do you eat now, and what do you do, and when did it happen? And
is she an example of somebody who should contact you outside of just engaging in the chat?
She can contact me. Yeah, I'm quite selective about clients just because of my timing, and I also have to take care of myself. Because the thing about doing a consultation is the first one's 2 hours, and I often need to debrief. I need to decompress afterwards because a lot of trauma is offloaded. I go through every system in the body. Imagine 2 hours and people are like, oh, how can you help me? Well, some people might have an autoimmune condition. Some people might have, a lot of people have disordered eating. That's not why they're coming, but it comes out. And we go back, we say, when did these symptoms happen? When did this thing that you wanted, like your digestive issues or whatever? Then we're talking about...
It's therapy, basically.
Termination of pregnancies. We're talking about parents passing away. We're talking about jobs that took them to the edge. We're talking about the breakdown of relationships. And so I hold that space for them. But then afterwards, I just need to be like... and sometimes people actually have constipation. And like I've had it before when I've been like in health shops and stuff, and people are talking and they start crying, and I'm like, you're probably gonna go to the toilet when you go home tonight. Because so much of our physical health is impacted by our mental and emotional health. So serotonin, do you know what that is? The happy hormone, right? You find that people that have depression tend to have lower levels of serotonin. What people don't realize is that serotonin is also a lot of it, 60% maybe, is made in the gut. And it's actually really important for gut motility, which is when during digestion, when your body's like, the intestines are literally squeezing down the food. So if you're low in serotonin, you're more likely to have IBS and all these other conditions. You can see how there's a link there.
Quality of life.
Things in our bodies don't have one job, they have multiple jobs. Connective tissue stuff, I'm thinking about a lot of collagen. I'm thinking about having a lot of protein in your food. I mean, if you can keep it organic, try to. I don't know if you've got any other conditions there, which I would build that up. MSM.
Context, sorry. She said I have mainly chronic pain and dislocations. is genetic and always had it.
But getting
it's
worse.
getting worse.
I wonder if you're getting enough vitamin D. I wonder if you are actually like, are you able to travel? But are you getting enough vitamin D, collagen, MSM, chondroitin, glucosamine? These are stuff these are good things for our joints. And adding the collagen as well, vitamin C. And vitamin C you can take quite a high dose of. It's water soluble, so if you've got excess, you'll pee it out anyway. But you'd be surprised because we use it to like, it's one of the things that helps in making our stress hormones as well. So our needs go up if we are
vitamin is that?
stressed. C. So people just think of it as immunity, but it's also for making energy. And
Do you think about this stuff every single time you eat? Do you get to like enjoy food? It's like every
Yeah, I
time you
do.
eat, it's like, oh, I need.
Because you know,
collagen,
'cause you know what it is?
Of course I'm Ghanaian. Of course I enjoy food.
No, but I mean, like,
don't
is
see
it
that
like, it's like a
comes to
process?
second
You're taking
nature, isn't it?
supplements every day. You know, I
No,
can't
but
go without taking my supplements. I need to take my pills or pop my powder. Or
But I guess it's second nature for her. But then I think because I don't take supplements, I know I should be taking vitamin D and stuff like that. But I find it very overwhelming.
Okay.
And so when we have conversations like this, I find it so overwhelming that I just shut down and then I don't do anything.
And remember, so people are asking specific questions
Yeah.
about their conditions, and I'm not saying that you need to take it. And I don't want anyone to be overwhelmed with it.
But I think also, sorry, it's not something that you're doing.
No,
It's just,
yeah.
I think when we have conversations, I'm reminded of what I need to be doing. And so that overwhelms me. And then, So it's not something that you're doing or saying or anything like that.
Yeah, and I totally understand that. I think it can be overwhelming. And a lot of people in nutrition and stuff in general say, I just won't do anything because it seems like too much. That's why sometimes I battle against people that just like, if you don't eat an alkaline diet, then forget it. And I'm like, people can't even eat 2 pieces of veg a day. Like, people eating chicken and chips every day, and you're telling them that they shouldn't eat carrots and they shouldn't have peanuts.
Nightshade and all that.
Yeah, and I think that for some people, if they have certain inflammatory conditions and they reduce nightshades, it helps. But for general people, you're all right having some aubergine, you're going to be fine, and having some tomatoes.
I want to eat a potato.
Yes, potatoes are they bring a lot of joy. So, yes, I know it can be over. Even for me, sometimes I'm like, let me just face the wall for a minute. And I have my notes written in a book because sometimes there's so much noise. I need to go, okay, these are the basics. Okay. So I understand it's overwhelming.
Would you ever
But it
try and
doesn't
get
mean-
chicken and chips, fried chicken?
Like to throw at someone or to like to eat.
To eat from the chicken shop. You know,
From
something this.
from a normal chicken shop.
But if you just
I don't
rush-
eat meat, so it's just a
I was about to
Oh,
say,
okay. So if you're just rushing around,
I eat fish, but
if you're just rushing around and you got a busy day,
He's
and
asking,
there's
do you
not
go
time,
McD's?
no.
Fillet of fish.
No.
Fish. You should boycott.
The thing about McDonald's, there was a time when McDonald's even like their fries used to be made in beef tallow, which is actually better to fry them in, and now it's made from like crappy.
No, but I'm
vegetable
saying
oil.
that if you like people that do like fast food, obviously you don't eat meat or whatever. But I'm saying like, are you having to plan out all your meals? If you've got a busy day, can you just grab something and just?
If I know I've got a busy day
breadstick,
ahead,
let me just go get a breadstick.
for me personally,
Breadstick and tofu.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, relax.
for me personally,
Leave tofu out there, alright?
tofu you're gonna have to probably cook, so I wouldn't grab that.
I wouldn't know. It's not my calling.
I will say that tofu was delicious, but I had tempeh for the.
I had
Do you eat
tofu by-
tempeh?
I had tofu by accident one time.
I like tempeh.
I
don't
ate
like
all
it.
of that
Fry
because
it.
I paid for it, but I was angry with
Yeah,
myself.
tempeh's right.
Tofu I love.
Yeah, tempeh.
Depends, I think it depends how you make the tempeh though.
Maybe I had to
guess
cook
so.
it like 12 ways.
What was it?
Yeah. But tofu is great. I understand what you mean, and I think that there is. Have you heard of orthorexia? So it is a medical condition, a mental condition where there's an obsession with healthy eating. And I've probably bordered on that sometimes before. Balance is so important. Like there are things. So you have to, that think about balance in your life.
No, do you know what you're gonna eat when you leave here?
I plan ahead. So I've got some stuff with me. I've got a protein hot drink that I made. I've got a protein wrap that's got some sliced banana and peanut butter in it. And I've got 2 little easy peelers for now. Because I haven't had breakfast. I didn't get opportunity to eat breakfast. Right. Later on, I'm going to go into the office and I probably know round about what I'm going to eat. But I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm going to eat. Tonight, I'm going for karaoke with a couple of my girls. We're probably going to go to have something to eat afterwards. That's not my normal day. I try not to eat like too late and so on, but I'm with my girls. So it's just not it's more about what you do most of the time rather than all the time, which was what makes it obsessive. But the thing is about like our health is that if you don't make time for it now, other people will make time for your health later. So
I like that.
I want to ask you,
Sorry. Yeah, I can't read that. Someone's got to read it.
They have
I have-
fibromyalgia.
yeah, fibromyalgia syndrome.
Chronic fatigue syndrome, yeah.
I have
Okay.
vitamin D, C, and folic acid tabs, NHS vitamin for women, zinc, iron, separate vitamin D and omega-3, and recently CMOS. What's your thoughts?
There's a lot going on
And I
there.
hate tablets as well, you know. So it's just like,
I think, isn't there?
oh, everyone.
So I don't know. It sounds like you're taking a multivitamin, the first one, for women. I would love to know the brand because it might just be a not so great brand where you can get a better one. It is worth getting a separate vitamin D because the dose you need, you can never get it in a multivitamin.
Could you get folate instead of folic?
So folate, yes. So just so you know, folate is vitamin B9.
Yeah.
We get it a lot from leafy greens.
Yeah.
Right. The government gives you folic acid when you're pregnant, but you
Yeah.
can buy folate supplements that are like
That's what my wife
closer to
took.
the food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not B6.
B9.
B9. Okay.
I argue with us.
No, it's okay. It's
Oh,
just
that's
it's a safe space. It's a safe space to ask questions. You know?
When Emmanuel talks to the public.
Well, it depends what Emmanuel
So
says.
chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia, you're taking a lot there. I would love to know what they are because, for example, if you're taking Tesco own brand vitamin C, like just throw it out. We'll get you
What
another
brand is
one.
good then?
There are some
I was
like
taking the Boots one where you put in the water.
Okay.
So that's not
It
good.
just fizzes, that one.
Yeah.
So you can. There are certain brands that like Viridian, Biocare, Solgar, Solaray.
Solgar too expensive.
Not the vitamins,
Oh,
Mark.
yeah.
Yeah. The brands.
Is there apps that
Sorry, no, it's just,
They're not. None of them are on the. None of them are on the ban list.
No, but wait, do you know what it is?
And that's just S.
it's just hurting my head because I was gonna get a nutritionist here because I want to eat healthier. I need to eat healthier. My diet needs to be healthy and all these kind of things. Yeah, but just sitting here today and having this conversation.
You know what?
Yeah, just sitting here today and having this conversation. Nah, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Actually,
It don't
But
make
no,
sense.
but this is the point.
Wait, sorry, we just missed that. Did you just give him something?
The nutritionist.
Propaganda? Like what?
This is
That's all you need.
That's what you need.
Show them.
It's a well-known book.
by Elijah Muhammad.
Yes.
It's a well-known book.
Okay,
Powerful.
this is
Question though.
nation rhetoric he wants me to read. I'm worried about.
Is
You
that
better be on
not
Nation's
truth though? in
diet.
there?
I actually haven't read the book, so you'd have to summarize
Have
it.
you read the
I'm
book?
sorry.
Come on now.
Sorry.
Yeah, you read that
Come
book
on
and
now.
then
I'm
you just
sorry.
saying you're gonna be vegan.
This is Quran.
Sorry. You
Alright.
Question. You know, so basically, like for
I'm not even
skincare,
allowed
and
to
stuff,
read
there's
this.
apps.
Stop.
There's apps where you can scan products and it will let you
Yeah.
know how good it is. Is there one for food? So I know what vitamins, what brands to get. What?
No.
Oh,
Not to.
Someone
Not.
should create
I don't know. There might be online. So the thing is, so there's an app like Yuka that tells you about
yeah.
how
So
toxic.
is what I use.
Yeah.
Okay.
That tells you how toxic it is rather than the integrity of how the company example has researched the thing. So medicinal mushrooms are really popular now. Everyone's like, I'm gonna take lion's mane,
Yeah.
Sometimes the percentage of the lion's mane mushroom you're getting in the mushroom, because there's a difference between using the spores, they're growing on the grains or they're giving the grains. All this stuff that it's good just to speak to someone that's in the area, just to take that burden off you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a few questions. I'm gonna forget them all.
Oh, go on.
Okay, extract and the raw thing, detoxing and oils. So you can help me remember.
Okay.
So
Okay, write it down.
extract and the raw thing. So
Extract
for example,
raw thing and detox.
and
ask them
detox
now.
and oils.
Okay,
Ask them
cool.
now.
Okay.
Oils.
So what?
What are the
Please
questions?
broaden the
What's
question for me.
sentence before
First
these
thing
words?
is, what's the first thing I said?
Extract.
Extract.
You remember the
Brain
rest of
fog.
the extract and the
You to
oils.
sleep.
So if you, like, is it important? Or, like, is there any difference between getting, like, for example, an extract of getting the extract of a particular thing like macaroni or whatever it may be, right, versus the actual powder, if that makes sense? Is there some mixture in there? Is there some?
Do you have something
Don't
to say?
ask about Maca because she will recommend stuff that will mess you
No,
up.
we had a discussion, and I said to him, "There is a very good maca, but only
It is good.
as a Christian,
It's too
I
good.
should only recommend it to
good.
people who are married
It's too good.
because maca is a known aphrodisiac."
First of all, calm down on this too
Sorry,
good.
sorry.
Given what she's currently
just-
Ad
saying.
libs.
Have you actually taken it?
I'm testifying.
Have you actually taken it?
Sorry.
Have you? How much? Why are you shaking? You need to calm down.
Did you take some this morning?
Do you know what I mean?
What is it? What's macro root?
So maca root is
What's that, a plant?
as many
Now
of these
he's
things
listening.
are.
It's from a
Yeah,
plant.
now you're hearing.
It's the root, and you get different one. You get yellow, black, red, but this one it's like extra strong, and it's a mixture of all of them.
So no more
and
Magnum for you.
and you definitely
We do drink it.
It's a powder, so you just put some in whatever. Whatever you're having.
My rice and
cereal.
No,
Oh
ideally, let's say like
No, but you
do you
know,
drink
that's
tea?
right.
I'm
Do you
asking.
drink tea?
Yeah, sometimes.
Or like a smoothie or something like that?
What's a smoothie?
I put it in a smoothie.
Okay, so you could put it. I used to put it like in a hot drink.
Oh, you little freaky.
It also helps to regulate your hormones. Okay. But I had to stop taking. No, but I did have to stop taking. Yeah, it's for both. But I had to stop taking it.
Well, because of the side effects.
It's a lot.
As in the
I
crazy
was
side-
like,
the other
I
side
need.
effects.
No, otherwise I'll make bad decisions. So I had to put that thing away.
Yeah,
That's not
and you know I'm a disciplined man.
Okay.
So people, the other use. Some guys also
Write
take it
this
for
one
gym
down for
because
me.
it gives
Write this one
energy.
down.
I'll give you the link.
Yeah.
So what's the best? I know that they're all good, yeah, but certain things do more.
When you say
certain things.
extract, what do you mean?
So you know, like you can get it in a supplement, and they say something like
yeah.
10 to 1 ratio.
Oh,
extract.
okay. Like
Yeah.
usually with herbs and mushrooms and
Yes,
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
Exactly.
Versus that. Okay, so when you get it in like a the root for it's difficult, depends what it is, but like some people say like, oh, I can get lion's mane, the mushroom. The thing about you get more of it in the
capsule,
extract or
in
the
the
powder
capsule, okay.
because they've dried it
Yeah.
and ground it and
Condensed it.
powdered it down.
Yeah.
The amount of raw mushroom,
yeah,
not raw,
yeah.
even if you could get, but
Yeah.
you'd have to eat to
Yeah.
get the medicinal amount. It's a lot.
Same with vitamin C, I'd imagine. That's why it's better to take vitamin C in a tablet form as opposed to eating like 50, 100 oranges.
But you wouldn't eat 50, 100 oranges
That's what
because
I'm saying.
actually vitamin C you get from a lot. You get a lot from green veg. Like if
Oh,
you get from
I
a
get
lot
what
of
you're saying.
peppers and stuff, so
Yeah.
you could get it a lot from your diet.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes our needs go up
Yes.
beyond what we can consume.
Can I ask a question in regards to, we're talking a lot about
Don't forget he's got other things.
oils.
This is what they do, you know.
Oh,
They've been
oils
doing this
and
to our people
detox.
for the
Oils
longest.
and so mine's relatively quick.
He is your people. His forefathers started the Nation of Islam.
No, they didn't.
What are you talking about?
No, they didn't.
MashaAllah.
Listen, man.
Alhamdulillah. Alright, cool. So
I've had enough.
we're talking a lot about ingesting.
Yeah.
So it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but I still make a lot of wrong decisions, right? So deodorant, right?
Yes.
I know a lot of the healthy girls out there and men that don't use certain deodorants stink, right?
Yeah.
I use, I guess they say it's heavy in aluminium or whatever, but it's a roll-on, and it it smells amazing, and I never smell. But it's a lot. It's basically when you mentioned something where you can scan something, it shows you
Yeah.
how hazardous it's at the bottom.
As in it's very toxic.
Very toxic.
Okay, yeah.
Is there anything else? I'm not gonna rub lemon on my armpit.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we can use that actually smells good and that's actually gonna work?
So I do
something.
recommend people to go to a natural deodorant, but I would say it is a journey.
Oh my God.
Sorry, just because I've got a couple of brands
I tried
that I can
Aesop.
share with you. There's like Earth Conscious.
I tried Aesop.
Yeah, they just charged you for that money.
Yeah, no, I got a discount.
What's
Come
the
on,
one I
staff
tried
discount.
one
I
time? What's the one that's like? I can't remember what it's called.
There's a
Popular
brand called Earth Conscious. It's good.
Okay.
Some people use Wild.
Okay,
saw
so what
that.
I use Wild, I didn't
saw
think
Yeah.
Wild. Okay.
But the
It's really
thing,
good.
because our
Okay.
bodies are so unique, with this one of the areas where someone will be like, I never think this, and you put it on, you're like, I've disgraced myself. So there's one brand called Earth Conscious, and I like their peppermint and I think it's peppermint and rosemary, peppermint spearmint one.
I don't want to smell like. I don't
They
wanna
have
smell
other
like
ones.
Riggs.
They've got lavender, grapefruit. They've got
Okay,
more.
good,
Yeah.
good. All right.
Earth Conscious. They're pretty good, and it's a bit more creamy. You put some.
Cool.
It's on a kind of stick thing, and
That's
it's in a
cool.
yeah.
The roll on.
Not rain. It's not wet. I
No,
don't.
roll on is dry.
The dry-
Yeah,
dry-
yeah. Sorry, not
So the
those
wild
wet
one is a
ones.
bit that pasty.
Yeah. That's similar to the one I use, like the Shore for men.
Yeah, you
but
just
it's like
roll
the
it.
roll-on.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and
It's
it's
I'm gonna go back
amazing.
to wild
It's
actually.
amazing.
Fuzzy.
Yeah.
Don't know why I stopped.
Roll-ons are
Fussy.
wild.
Fuzzy.
mine
Yeah, I
was
think that's
fuzzy.
meant to be one of the natural ones as well. I've never tried it.
No,
It's
not
the
the
You
best.
like it?
Yeah.
So it works for you. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna give him a link.
Yeah.
Brother,
Sure and them
I've
things.
got.
Sorry.
I'm the plug. I'm the
He's
plug
got
for
one
you.
that is a good one as well. He
What-
said that
what is
works
it?
for him.
What is it?
Yeah.
Fuzzy.
And I have the
Fuzzy.
coconut one.
I like how you always add that. Works for.
Because
Remind me,
no,
what's
because
that?
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that I use it, but it smells amazing and I never stink.
I never stink. I use like Dove, Shaw, Right
That's not what the
Guard.
conversation's about.
Is it
bro.
sprayed? You still use
Lynx.
aerosols? Lynx, Africa.
No, that's that one.
So what's wrong with aerosols then?
the inhalation of them. Well, apart from the bad for the environment, like when you I have reactions
Do you know
when I
what's so
inhale
funny?
them.
The way basically I do it in the hallway, then I go back to my room, and my mom's like, "Say the rest."
So that's you're one of those annoying people, and I'm like,
I always do in a separate room. Then
Yeah.
I just go about my business in my room. I don't want to inhale that. I've got asthma. I got time
you've
for that.
answered your own question. That's next.
No, but I'm probably
So what's
fixing
wrong with
their
it?
issues.
I can't inhale it, but apart from that, what's the main problem? Yeah.
Oh, so that's part of the problem then.
Yeah.
Oh, but that broccoli doesn't smell nice.
I'm not
But
about the
it's
smell.
good.
You said, but broccoli, you can be in it. You have asthma and you can be in the room.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
It's
Okay,
what's it called? Antagonizes our respiratory system. It's not good for us.
This is so interesting.
So just to be clear,
Detox
yeah,
oils.
Mm-hmm.
Detox and oils.
Yes, I'm gonna
Yeah,
come back to it.
otherwise-
So just to be clear, yeah. So for example, I use the gelatinized maca powder.
Okay, yeah, that's good stuff.
But also got like capsules.
Yeah.
What's better?
Is it gelatinized in the capsules?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Then the gelatinized one, it also
Always
always
better.
yeah. Of maca, yeah.
Okay, cool. Oils.
Yeah.
Is it okay to use oils to fry and all that sort of stuff?
Oh, okay.
And what's the best ones?
It kind of depends what you're cooking. I try not to deep fry stuff in general, but I use olive oil, not extra virgin, avocado oil.
Okay.
Sometimes I use olive oil and butter. I know you wouldn't use that because actually butter does well being cooked.
Butter.
Yeah,
or-
proper butter.
Okay.
Proper butter.
Yeah,
and I don't
not
normally
margarine.
have dairy, but I'm okay with butter.
Okay.
And I can cook with it and it cooks well. And I'm not going to make stew with butter. That would be weird.
Yeah.
But I use like olive oil mainly. Just I always buy it in a dark glass bottle.
Yes.
Avocado oil is good. So anything you buy in a plastic
Yeah.
Yep.
and clear and it's oil, it's already finished before you bring it home. Because oil is so volatile and delicate.
Especially olive oil, like you said, it should be in a dark glass bottle.
Yeah,
and
olive
it should,
oil.
or in a tin as well. And it should have the time that they harvested it.
Ideally.
And not a use by. 'cause
Ideally.
It's too. you
Yeah,
need-
and don't use extra virgin. That's more for like raw stuff. But olive oil in general, you can cook with.
Okay. So the extra virgin for your salads
Yeah.
and them
Salads.
things there.
Yes,
That's calm. That's,
exactly.
Is that just one of those things where it's okay to use or it's good for you?
It's not like if you were going to put something on your salad, I might go more with like flaxseed oil.
Okay.
It's a good omega-3 source. Make sure you keep it in the fridge.
Tastes
every
awful
day.
though.
Yeah,
But I don't have the oil. I have the flaxseed. something.
seeds. Yeah, flaxseed oil is quite nice. You can keep it in the fridge. Otherwise, like they're quite delicate and they can go rancid. But yeah, if you're looking for like something to add, yeah.
But frying, are there certain oils that everyone should just fry at their cabinet right now?
Anything in a plastic and clear.
So vegetable oil, sunflower oil,
Yeah,
grapeseed.
all of that.
Is it grapeseed oil?
There's
rapeseed
grapeseed,
oil?
grapeseed.
All the oils in
Grapeseed
plastic
good.
bottles.
Yeah.
Grapeseed I heard is good.
You see, this is why I'm asking because I've heard grapeseed's
I
good. I've
think
heard it's
grapeseed
bad.
has
Grape,
Grape.
not rapeseed.
So both grape
Yeah.
and rapeseed
Both
get
of
a
them.
decent rap. I think the rapeseed might have a decent smoking point.
yeah.
But not everything's about smoking point. So it is that. So in the balance of it,
Avocado oil beats them all, right?
is what?
Avocado oil beats them all.
Avocado oil, yeah, olive oil, yeah.
What about coconut oil? Because I heard as well.
Coconut
17,
oil you
that's
can cook
bad.
with. It's nice to make like pancakes with and stuff. You don't want it in your stew. And
Yeah.
also like the way it solidifies sometimes.
Yes, yeah.
We have to think about the balance of things. Not just this is a good oil. You have to think about like
What you're using it for?
yeah, and does this make sense? So I always have coconut oil in my house, but I also like put it in my body and do oil pulling and stuff. So
Okay, I think the last thing I had was detoxing. Yeah,
Detox.
the body detoxes itself.
yes,
naturally.
it does. It does.
So is the whole detoxing, ginger, this, that, and the mixtures, concoction, all fake? Does it aid the body? Is it fake? Is there a balance? What do you recommend?
So, detoxification is a process where our body takes toxins that we have taken in, whether drugs or medications, or through food or whatever, or excess hormones, right? Breaks them down, repackages them in a safe way so that we can eliminate them from our body. So we pee them out or we through stool. The main detoxification organs are number one, our liver, and then our kidney. So when you want to make sure that you are optimally detoxifying, make sure you do things that take care of the liver. That means having bitter foods, not too much sugar, and things like turmeric, ginger, choline. They help to a bunch of other things as well, help with the process of like there's phase 1 liver detoxification, phase 2 liver detoxification. Let's say like phase 1 breaks them down and after that they're a bit more volatile and then phase 2 wraps them up so that they're safe to eliminate.
Phases trigger me. We're supposed to be on phase what's phase we supposed to be on?
5 or 6 or
5 or
something.
6. Oh wait, it's an inside joke.
Oh, okay. So you want to do things that support your liver.
Cool.
That's the main thing. So when they say this will detox you, often what they mean is like it'll make you go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And I'm all for like a kind of a washout, like we used to do traditionally every 6 months maybe. But do not become reliant on them because your gut will become lazy. And then you're in real problems.
Wow.
Right, so you do things, bitter foods and herbal bitters help your body to produce the chemicals for digestion and also help your body to do gut motility, to do mechanical digestion. Yeah, that's what they do. But when you're just taking like Senna or whatever, your gut just goes, I didn't need to do anything. You're just going to dissolve anything anyway.
Okay.
So you want to do things that help the process. So ginger is good and turmeric is good because it helps support it, but it's not something that does the detoxifying for you.
What do you think about those? Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, it's a shame we didn't talk about it earlier because I'm sure most of the population now, including us and myself, we're starting to build insulin resistance because of the amount of sugar that we ingest. And I feel like that, again, isn't spoken enough, especially with signs that our bodies are trying to tell us in regards to insulin resistance, i.e., what's the main one that people get with insulin resistance? I can't remember. Anyway, my whole point is there isn't enough talk on how much we should start cutting sugar off our diet and how much sugar is in a lot of the foods that we deem as healthy. I think that's a whole episode within itself.
But not all sugars. Obviously, you're not saying this, but just to be clear, unless you are saying this, not all sugars are bad, all right?
No, not all sugars are bad, but the amount of sugars that we ingest here in the Western country is bad because we don't know, and then our body ends up having to build a lot more insulin. It basically builds a resistance towards the insulin, and then we end up getting unhealthier as we get older.
Yeah.
I was going to add some just into the same thing.
Into the
Should
salad.
we care about how much sugar we get from natural sources?
Okay. So if you have like diabetes, then keep an eye on it and keep an eye on like the impact. So you might have a monitor that different foods have on your blood sugar. Overall, we can do things to whole foods have a number of benefits. So an apple has sugar in it, but it also provides a bunch of micronutrients that we need and fiber. So you have an apple. What I tend to say is that with every carbohydrate that you have some protein with it, because then it minimizes the amount that it might spike your blood sugar. You'll be fine.
Does it minimize it? Sorry, it might be a silly question, but does it minimize it by, I guess, reducing the amount you ingest of the carbohydrates because you got another part to your meal, or does it minimize it inside of you, part of the actual process, if that makes sense?
It minimizes the impact that the sugar
will have.
In terms of like how much it spikes, because it will release it steadily rather than going like that and down, and that's where you start having it's the spikes that we want to reduce.
And the protein does that.
The protein does that, yeah. Fat can do that as well, but the protein does that really well.
Okay, cool.
So that's why back in Ghana, when someone's selling bananas, what do they always sell with it? None of your Ghanaians who don't know. Groundnuts. Plantain, there's always someone selling groundnut in it next to it. It's just, and then that's all you got, a complete meal. You got carbohydrate, fat, and protein because the nuts have all. So
well, you mentioned something earlier about a lot more people have like eating disorders. Obviously,
disordered eating.
Disordered eating. What's that? Can you give more information on
that? It's really tricky, but basically eating disorders is something that is like, anorexia, bulimia, so it's something that is diagnosed. But we have a lot of practices that show disordered eating, compensatory behavior. I won't eat all day because then I'm going to drink tonight. Or disordered eating or disordered actions might also come out in like the excessive exercise and then not eating enough. It's so interesting because when I studied my nutrition course, it's a 3-year course, and one of our tutors said it's actually funny because you can tell what year someone is in by what they're eating at lunch.
Okay.
But it's probably the difference to what you think. He would say like first year they come and they've got massage, kale, like, because of everything they've read on the internet, what healthy looks like, and this has all been this, and they eat quinoa, probably most of them are vegan and blah, blah, blah. So by the third year, they're like, I've got some salad, I've got a bit of pizza that I had last night. It's good sourdough bread, but like, and it's just about the balance. It's what you learn more, because there is a lot of, where we just don't have a healthy relationship with food. It's something to fear. We use it as our mechanism of control because there's so much in our life that we feel like we can't control. So it's just being aware, like, am I scared of food? Am I just like, if I eat this and I'm a bad person, or I'm gonna have to make up for it? And it's just all about balance. You know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes you can eat junk food. I prefer you didn't eat the chicken and chips that was $1.99 because is it chicken? But yeah, you can.
Still the same shit as long as it's a bird, man.
Not on.
Question though as well. You know, like the you know I can't remember what it's called though. The detox, the colon things
up the bum.
Yeah. What do you say about
colonic
that? 'Cause
irrigation.
That's it. Because obviously it's to do with your gut. It's meant to do with your gut health and stuff. What's that? What's your thought on that?
So I think that
you can turn it off now. It's fine.
Did
you ever turn it on? Sorry. I'm just trying to source our liar here. Did you ever turn it on?
Good. This is what you get.
You did? Okay.
I heard colonics. Good
I
for you, though.
apologise.
Yeah, good.
I will say it.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
Sorry, this is so chaotic. What, are you hot or cold?
I'm boiling.
Okay, so he wants the AC on.
Thank you.
Okay, that's
No, but he
fine.
tried
That's
to
okay.
use you as
Oh,
an excuse not to
no, he was really thinking about me. Thank you, Brent. I said you were thinking about me. Thank you. And I apologise for
That's all right.
Yeah.
Right, let's
Sorry,
get back in the
sorry,
car,
Bells.
It's okay. Can you remind me of your question, please?
It was to do with
colonic
irrigation.
Okay, so like I said, I think that I look at things that work scientifically, and I also look at things that work traditionally, and there is a practice of like purging, almost, and not in the kind of.
Do you know Nigerians use that word for diarrhea?
That's why I said it. I'm purging.
I'm not purging.
But this idea of like just giving your
makes me
gut
laugh.
a bit of a cleanse, and so more traditional practices, doing that like every 6 months can be quite useful, and then you do like maybe a short course of probiotics afterwards, and you sometimes you just like, okay, like let me think about what I'm actually eating now.
Okay.
But I prefer to do that this way rather than go up and get it, because that's the natural flow of things. That's my personal preference, rather than like go up and suck it out.
I've always wanted to do that, you know.
But because that's not the natural flow.
The colonic irrigation. Why? Because
a lot of people want to do it.
Serious?
Yeah.
Like want to?
Yeah. And I always say, think about things that you can do that go the other way.
Yeah.
Rather than go up and get it. But also think about why you want to do it. You don't have to answer that to me now, but then always think about what your why is, because sometimes you're just like, because I heard it, or and sometimes, you know, it's not for everyone. So I just like the natural flow of
the natural way God intended. Fair.
The flow of things. Why are you going up to get it like that?
Fair.
Yeah.
If I do that, I'll be laying there
Why are you
thinking,
going up to get it? Like
why is she going up to get it? Ruby Tuesday says, thanks for answering my questions earlier. What's your thoughts on Simprove or probiotics in general?
So there's a lot of probiotics out there. They're not all equal. The idea is that you want it to be able to get to your gut and to kind of proliferate in your gut. And you also want to give them prebiotics. Simprove is probably one of the best, to be honest. Because they're very intent on doing their studies. Like they're on it. And I commend them for that, because there's this idea of like maybe some of them you get them, but then they won't all make it to the gut, right? So it's about how much, how many colonies you have, and then they won't necessarily thrive there. So I would say that if you are thinking of taking a course of probiotics, then start off with, I don't work with Simprove, but they're a good place to start without knowing too much about you, but also why do you think you need probiotics? And also think about eating fermented foods instead.
Kimchi.
More fermented foods.
I was about to ask the same question about
gherkins.
Eat fermented foods instead of it. And it's always better if you can to get it from the food source. Could you also get some of the fiber? Remember, prebiotics are what the probiotics eat. Prebiotics are mainly fiber and also allium, so things like onions and garlic. If you can tolerate that, just make sure that it's things that we normally tend to cook with, but have that in there as well.
Kimchi is easy to make as well. If you can go to your local Asian store, just get Chinese leaf, gochujang flakes, gochujang paste.
Yeah, we don't know that.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, there's also a brand called like there's a brand called Bottle Brush. I think they're called Bottle Brush. You can find in certain places, and they do like a decent like sauerkraut or whatever, because not all of them are equal, but they're decent and it's like well fermented. If you just want to add like a tablespoon to the side of a couple of your meals a day.
I wanted to ask you a question. Yeah, I hope you understand why I'm saying this. Right. So during COVID, they had the whole 2 meters face mask. made up, right? So they had all of that stuff, yeah. Of course, if you stay a certain distance away from someone, it makes sense, right? Barrier makes sense, right? I say all of that to say ginger shots and turmeric shots. Is that 60 ml shot just a made up number? Or does like, what's the number that makes sense? Yeah.
To be honest, that's a good question. I don't know if I know there's a number, but I know that there is. If you do ginger shots, if you turn to turmeric, yeah. If you take that in the morning, I'm just like, this puts a fire and all around you.
Really?
Yes. The first time I had it, actually, I was in Iceland, and I was like, my friend, let's have one of these. I said,
No, listen. It gripped up my throat. I said, sorry.
I love it, man.
and then you're like, what? And I was like, why do people take drugs and they get like ginger shots?
I take it every morning.
But be careful, they're not all equal. If you get the one from Pret, it's mainly apple juice or other stores.
We're boycotting Pret out here.
Yeah?
We're boycotting Pret.
Exactly.
Forward us the BDS. What's it called?
PDF, man. PDF file.
It's not BDF.
No?
It's not PDF. I put PDF.
BDS.
What's it stand for?
Boycott, defunct and sanction, I think.
Oh, now it's about the
Divest,
PDF
boycott.
file of all the places.
Boycott document file.
Boycott, divest and sanction.
Call it the boycott document file.
That might be FBI.
You know what I mean? BFG and them, man.
But yeah, no, I take ginger every morning.
Yeah, so if it's a good ginger, it should give you a kick. So sometimes you can find places that have like, you got African ginger, it's different. But anyway, yeah, and like fresh turmeric, and sometimes people add some cayenne pepper or some key lime to it.
Scared of turmeric.
Plenish do a good one.
Stains teeth and that.
I mean, you can do a shot and you'll be fine, but anyway. Even with just the ginger, so yeah, the ones you buy a lot of the time, the other stuff you mix in, you'll be like, this isn't that thing, it's because mainly apple juice, baby.
Exactly, yeah. I had that experience with, I think it was Aldi. I thought, oh, this is cheaper. Let me try this.
Yeah, always look at the ingredients. It'd be like 60% or 70% apple juice.
Exactly.
Or like puree and stuff like that.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Okay,
but
interesting.
it's obviously I don't know nothing about Plenish and that. Are they a good brand?
Plenish?
Yeah.
Are they the one that do the fresh juices and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay. They do like a strong shot as well.
I take Uprooted. It's called Uprooted.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got chili in there as well.
Okay, yeah, some cayenne pepper.
Yeah, I think Baobab in there.
Okay,
Baobab.
yeah.
Baobab.
Yeah, it comes from West Africa. It's good source of vitamin C, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the one I take. It don't taste nice at all, but it's strong.
Baobab is actually on its own delicious. It's almost like a sherbet sweet.
Okay.
I don't know. Like in Ghana, we have this thing called yoyi. It's a bit like similar to tamarind, but like a bit more velvety.
You've
I love tamarind.
Heather gave us,
But not like the sweet sticky one.
Oh,
There's-
yeah. Okay.
Heather's our plug.
Yeah,
okay.
She's a lovely babe.
Okay.
But this has motivated me. I'm gonna get my blood work done.
Yeah, I would say that as
what
a
I need.
basic, get your
too.
bloods done.
Because I think that I am like, I do want to take vitamins and stuff. I just don't know which ones.
And
to
I'm not
take.
here to tell people to take vitamins, by
Yeah.
the way, or to take supplements. They can just be really useful when you find out, for example, that you are insufficient or deficient in some places. And food is the best place to go,
get it,
but
yeah.
it takes a while for that to kick in. So in the meantime, and then there's an argument actually about like our food doesn't have as much nutrients as it used to.
Yeah.
So
What do you think about that?
I think it's true. I think it depends where it comes from.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that if people are now thinking like, I want to start eating healthy, but it sounds mad, I would just say, first of all, are you hydrated enough? If you need to add a bit of water, and also just add some vegetables. Try and add some vegetables.
Yeah.
Just start with that and maintain that for a bit and see how it goes. Forget all the other stuff, sea moss and this hanging from the thing and da-da-da. Because a lot of times people try to do that and they skip the basics.
Yeah.
Just start adding more vegetables to your food. Try and work up to 2 to 3 vegetables with each meal. And then, yeah.
So like salad?
Yeah.
But some vegetables
salads
are
are-
obviously better than others, yeah?
Yeah, but I'm trying to not complicate it. Yeah,
true.
Some are more nutrient dense. If you're eating like the white lettuce that's been injected with mRNA, no, but just like normal lettuce, you would normally go for like romaine lettuce. You'd go for something that's a bit darker green.
Yeah.
None of that pre-cut salad crap as well.
Ideally not, because it starts to release bacteria.
Yeah.
But
What is that?
meet people where they're at.
Oh yeah, true.
Is it a safe thing to just say the green of the vegetable, just go for that? Or
No, because I would always
What
take
colour
red.
is in with
I would
vegetables?
take red, yellow, or orange peppers over green every day.
No, I mean, okay, fantastic. But in terms of like compared to the other stuff, because obviously, you know when you get them, is it floret bags?
Yeah. That's what
And
I'm saying. Don't
yeah,
get those.
those ones
they're
there.
crap. Yeah.
But even if you was to go and get that, maybe the green
dark
version is
looking
better
ones.
than the
Yeah, there's different like kind of salad leaves you can have. Try and go for ones that are a bit darker and so on. I'm conscious that healthy eating, the wellness space can be quite elitist, and in the way that we say like you can only eat organic, otherwise this rubbish and so on, and people, not everyone can afford that. And also like we have to think about things culturally that work. Does it make sense for everyone in the world to be having a chia pudding for breakfast? No, because we can't sustain that. Peru can't sustain making all the chia seeds. And also, I'm not going to get my African mum to be eating chia pudding in the morning. She's going to slap me.
Very Shafi.
And also, it's quite a long. This is a very, very broad subject, but we need to start going into the whole. How do you prepare the vegetables?
Yeah.
Because if you just get a broccoli and you boil it to death, you've killed all the nutrients. So.
Well, and also I feel this is disrespectful. Like people say, "Oh, vegetables don't taste nice." Yeah, but if you got meat and you didn't season it and then you just boiled it and tried to eat it, it wouldn't be delicious either.
But I don't like seasoning my vegetables because I feel like I've got seasoning in my meat. So say for example, I'm having like salmon or something. I wouldn't season this but if I don't mind the taste of.
If you don't mind, that's. I always just use. I chop up some onion and some garlic. I might use a little bit of a calog. I might put some herbs in. I just want to respect the vegetables.
Fair. What was I going to ask? Water. So you said just drinking water by itself isn't...
Everyone's different, but in terms of electrolyte balance, normally, especially my first glass of water in the morning, or I go to bottle with, I put a pinch of salt in it.
Okay. So salt is a natural electrolyte.
She loves salt.
I don't need to do all the salt. I don't need to get
and then I just like eat salt like that. Because
I've got the ones
it's
that
about electrolyte balance. So for example, you can't have too much sodium. You also need to have potassium.
Yeah.
You need to have make sure you've got things like the chloride and magnesium. So you want to make sure that you've got the balance, but I find, and because I've had issues before with like low blood pressure, I will drink a glass of water, go straight through me. If I have it with some salt, my body's like, okay, we're hydrated.
Okay, so when I'm drinking a lot of water in the day and I just keep going to the toilet, that's not good.
It's not that it's not good. It's just that your pee only needs to be like a light yellow. It doesn't need to be totally clear.
Okay.
That's how you know that you're well hydrated.
Okay.
It's not because you've hit.
That's
you don't
my next
say,
question,
I'm well
like, how
hydrated
you
because
know?
I've hit 3 liters of water. I don't know. You're small. You don't need 3 liters of water. Probably. It's very likely you don't need that.
Okay.
Is red meat really bad for you?
Where did you get it from?
Oh, your mic. Speaking mic.
Sorry.
Weight rolls?
No.
What?
Okay, so it depends. Waitrose.
Oh.
No.
Weight rolls.
Red meat isn't necessarily bad for you. It depends how much you're eating, where you got it from, the conditions that they lived in before. So if you go to a farmer's,
I don't know how it lived.
No, so if you go to let's just say you go to a farmer's market to get buy your red meat.
Margs in a farmer's market is hilarious.
I think we should do a trip one day.
I can see him like that. I don't know about you guys.
I can see him as well.
You love it.
That's content.
He's sitting here with his legs crossed. You think he's not a farmer's market guy?
You'd love it.
Sophisticated black man right there.
That's
I love
content
it.
right
even
there.
have his
And he's a chef.
His tote bag. Mashtown tote
Or
bag.
a certain butchers where they know where the meat is from, and they'll tell you they eat this. Like, these people love their animals. They killed them, because they've got to make money. But they're like, they eat this. These are the conditions they live in. Not everyone can afford an organic sticker, which is can be bought, let's say. But they're like, you can tell. They'll tell you what conditions they live in. And farmers markets, they do that with their fruit and veg as well.
Okay.
Like, I can't afford an organic certified sticker, but this is what I use. This is what I don't use.
Okay.
And they're proud of it. That's why farmers and those kind of markets make sense. So no, red meat isn't necessarily bad. It's just how much you're eating, and you don't need to have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And also the better it is reared, the more expensive it is, which tells you you're not supposed to be eating it that much anyway, unless you're a real baller. So your protein sources should be varied. You can get it from plant and animal sources.
You mentioned everyone should get their bloods done.
Yeah.
How do people go about it?
Go to your GP.
The reason why I'm saying this is because I went to my GP one time and they said
And they tried to stop it.
No, one person did it for me, right? But another person was like, "Oh yeah, we don't test for all of this." You know what I'm saying? Because I said, "Look, I've been eating this way for like 7 years now. I want to make sure that I'm making the right decision."
Okay,
You know
I don't know how to go on record for this. You need to ham up. You need to mention certain symptoms maybe to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So
then.
ideally, you want to get your vitamin D levels checked, your iron levels checked, your B12, your, and then like ideally they should also do like cholesterol, blood sugar levels, a thyroid, just as a kind of basic.
Is this private as well, or
No,
this is
my GP.
You know what?
Private will sort you
Low
out,
key, I've been
innit?
seeing people going to Turkey to do a full body scan.
Some
in, like,
people
a
do
hotel.
that.
We should do that.
Some people do that, and like the
Yeah.
scans and whatever.
All of that. A
Get
full
your blood
body
here done
MOT check,
first,
yeah.
and then ask for a copy of it.
Yeah, they give you that. Apparently, when you go to Turkey, they do everything.
Yeah,
for you.
they
You know what the best thing to do is as well, yeah. When I asked the guy for my results, at the reception desk, I can't give it to you. I
You
said,
can.
It's
What?
mine.
It's legal
What's mine
requirement.
then?
It's freedom of information.
Yeah, but the guy was telling me it was like nonsense.
Different
The
GPs are funny about it.
Reason how I got around it was just sign up to the NHS app. All the results.
They get sent to
Oh,
you.
I
Oh,
got
is
that.
it?
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
It's mad
Detail.
helpful. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and you can get repeat prescriptions on it as well.
Everything.
Yeah.
sick.
So ask for it, just because for someone like me, who if I see a client, I would say, can I see their results? Because sometimes the government recommendations of what's okay is like, yeah, that's enough for you to be like
Alive.
But if we're trying to do a bit more than that and be thriving, then we might want other levels. And so even like my recent ones I did like last year, and they're like, yeah, you're fine. I asked for it, and they're like, yeah, my iron levels were just not where I would want them to be. So I was like, okay, to work on this.
Well, you got me thinking about a lot.
All right, so the last couple questions, because...
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you very much.
Just wanted to say, So
no, from the community, man.
You got them on?
waiting.
Have you got them?
Yeah.
Someone, people on the Discord.
No.
We've read that one.
We've done this one.
Oh, serious?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
totally,
what
totally
you're
did
You're
that.
not concentrating, man.
You need more choline.
There was
High
another
cholesterol
one.
as well.
I don't know where it's
Sorry?
gone.
I still got high cholesterol.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of things point to like cardiovascular challenges, basically, like getting your blood around.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat avocado. That's all. I'll be back.
Why start running?
Avocado.
I heard what you said, but okay.
No, it's good for you.
It is good for you, yeah. But in terms of getting your
Some of that.
cholesterol a bit more managed, it's probably not the first thing. But you know what's interesting? Sometimes our cholesterol goes up when we're stressed, because cholesterol is a precursor for our stress hormones and also our sex hormones. So
I'm not having enough sex.
nope, I said stressed first. The way that you totally ignored that was so interesting.
It's crazy.
Are you saying more sex will bring my cholesterol down?
No, I said that you need to think about your stress levels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Okay. Is
Okay, this is
white.
the one. I think
Is white meat really better than what? on the TMB?
Dark meat, Diabolical.
Bunny
What's
hopper.
the benefit of ferment? Okay, we already touched on this. We already touched on this,
Then
Brent.
never mind. I like to be outside. Never mind.
But yeah, they're probiotics. They're good for your gut. They have having a good balance, a good microbiome, so a good balance of bacteria in your gut. There's just more and more studies on it, but it's shown to like impact weight management, cognition, as well as obviously like digestion,
And
whole
the
range.
mood.
Yeah. So we want to, and another thing people don't realize, that we have a microbiome. Everywhere we have a microbiome in our mouth. Women, we have a microbiome in our vaginal area, which is what. So you have a microbiome. If you think about like, and also you need to take care of like our openings within our bodies, right? Everywhere there's possibly a proliferation of bacteria to try and fight disease or pathogens that might come in. So
Take care of our orifices.
So that's just something to think about. So that's why sauerkraut, good quality sauerkraut, kombucha, and that lot. Kimchi, yeah.
Also, what kombucha is not like just hype.
It's not just hype. Yeah, it's like different ones that you can, and even kefir. You know, like I went through this phase where I bought the kefir beads and made it at home, but I didn't use, because I don't take dairy. I like used coconut water and added some sugar for that, and I was making that. And then you could like grow a weird animal, and then you can keep proliferating that. But yeah.
So we got another question that says, please can you ask the guest what foods, nutrients for female reproductive organs and issues such as fibroids, PCOS, painful periods, extreme bloating?
Yeah, so that's a lot of different things, and I would say that you might have one of those. You particularly, maybe all of them, but I would say that as someone that has had a PCOS diagnosis myself, and someone now that is having regular periods, I would say be cognizant of how your PCOS manifests itself. So PCOS is a syndrome, which means that for each person, it shows up in a different way. They've got a list of symptoms, and you just need to have 2 of them, and they say you've got PCOS. Number 1 is stress and trauma in your body. Let me say that again. Number one is stress and trauma in your body. I now can look back and say when it started, of course my body said, basically like your periods get screwed up because your body's like, this is not a safe environment to try and make a baby, which women's bodies do a lot. But then also with PCOS, you can have like, you have an increase of basically like androgens, male sex hormones. So you see like the bearded woman that used to be, she had PCOS. Yeah. That's an extreme, but you see that they have more hair. They can get bad skin. So acne or back knee, insulin resistance, higher propensity for diabetes, more difficult to lose weight. You want to reduce the xenobiotics, so like the plastics and stuff in your life. You want to be using cleaner, less toxic things in your bathroom. If you relax your hair, you have no business doing that. And be careful of all of those kind of products that is targeted towards Black women. You do need to go more natural for those kind of things. Sorry. And I don't know what you use, so I don't know how to make it more tailored to you. Lots of green vegetables. You probably want to reduce dairy and red meat for a while. Loads of omega-3s, anything to reduce the inflammation, which omega-3s do. So omega-3 rich fish are quite good. Smash is how you remember it. So salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, herring, just as an example. Good things to support your liver to make sure that you're getting rid of excess hormones, and that you are going to the toilet. So anything, if you're constipated as well, which might make sure that you work on that. So fiber, water, flaxseed, sleep. You'll often find that if you're anxious or you're not sleeping well, your digestive system is thrown off. When I say managing that stress and trauma, if you're not speaking to a therapist or something, do so. Oh, also, if you're exercising, try and minimize the amount of hardcore exercise you're doing. So you should be weight training and so on. But if you're doing HIIT 3 times a week, nope.
I've done that since we spoke last time.
Yeah. Have you found any difference?
Endometriosis as well, right?
Sorry, endometriosis.
Same with endometriosis.
Yeah, that's usually more like you've got a lot of estrogen. Fibroids, a lot of estrogen. Endometriosis is the growth of the endometrium, so something that should be in the womb in other places. And, it's really like very painful and stuff. So that's what I would say. Try and reduce like those plastics and stuff, and just trying to think like get your plate, have loads of veg on your plate, have some whole grains, have some good level of protein, like a quarter of your plate. And I'm trying to think of what else. You might want to look into myo-inositol for PCOS. It's well studied and it works for a lot of people that have.
Can you spell that, please? Sorry.
Myo-inositol.
What's that tablet?
It can come in a powder and stuff, but it's a supplement that's known to help with PCOS. And I took it. I think the thing that helped me the most was putting boundaries up in my life and also changing the way that I exercise, because I used exercise as an escape. No matter how tired I was like, I'm going to do this HIIT exercise. That mashed me up.
Yeah.
And therapy. But also I still don't really eat dairy or meat, but I can have some and I'm not going to die. And listen to my body.
Is this inositol? Is that better in
myo-inositol?
Myo-inositol, sorry. Is that better in as a powder?
Yeah, you can get it in a powder, and sometimes you can just put it in water, and it's easy to take.
Is it okay? Does it have a taste?
I don't remember having a taste.
Okay.
No.
I think it's best just to go into tablets expecting a taste.
I hate
Do you know what I mean?
tablets, man. Because that's the thing. If I'm going to be taking vitamin, I don't know why I need to take it. I need to do my blood, blah blah blah. But if I just hate tablets.
Yeah, so if we can get
it just
around
makes
it.
me uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sometimes if you get a capsule, sometimes I open up capsules and put them in something and drink it. Yeah, because...
But then say I wanted to have like multiple things. Can I mix them all together?
It depends what they are.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, my medicinal mushrooms, I've got them in a capsule, I've got some lion's mane. I always like to open that up. I like the kind of slight bitter taste of that.
Oh yeah, girl, not me. No.
Slightly bitter. Slightly bitter.
Okay.
It's like I'm having a coffee, but I'm not cheeky.
Last question from Chijoke says, Brent, can we ask if there are recommendations for where to check for food allergies? NHS doesn't seem to cover what I'm looking for. You have to do it privately.
You do have to do it privately, and there are just a lot of... I've kind of stepped back from that because there's a lot of rogue companies, and they were like...
Oh, really?
Who was it saying the other day? They were told that they were allergic to lamb or something. And I was like...
I think I might have an intolerance to flax seeds though.
Maybe, like your body is the thing that will tell you the most.
Because I had a smoothie one time that had that, and that was the only thing I'd never had before.
It's an interesting one.
Can you go to your GP and get one of them things that tells you everything you're allergic to?
I did that recently.
The GP won't do it for you. You have to do it privately.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, I did that. I actually recently had that.
I
But it's not
can.
food
I
allergy,
can't
though.
think to mind of
Food on a
reputable companies, so I will have to get back to them and send that through. But
You sure your GP won't do it?
usually
do
they
normal-
won't do it. What they will do, for example, is check allergies. So they will
Yeah,
do
they
a
do normal allergies.
celiac
Yeah.
disease, and that's a blood test because that's not an intolerance. That's like I'm allergic to, and that is in your blood. You've got like the IgG thing in
Yeah.
your blood. And that's like you can't take gluten. Not
the one I
I
did-
don't like it. It makes me bloated. That's like you cannot take it.
Yeah. Because when I went to do the allergy test, I think a lot of the things I have are more intolerances.
Yeah.
And so we just went through my previous allergic episodes and stuff. And then they pricked me and whatever else, and it's crazy.
So and it's not an allergy test is like basically intolerance is like you can have a bit and you're all right. Intolerance is like based on the amount that you have. Allergy is
You can't. Yeah, you're actually done.
Yeah, and some things that like different things that I might thrive eating, and then other things that I don't do so well on. But
Yeah.
allergy is
Yeah, it's different. It's a no-go zone.
my throat's closing up kind of thing.
Word.
I get that a bit with soya, but a lot of people with hay fever get that. So
That's interesting, actually.
I guess we've got to wrap up topic of the day there.
Yes, thank you so much.
thank you for having me.
Oh, in fact, just linked to the allergy question though.
Yeah.
If you do see somebody having an allergic reaction or whatever, what's the best thing to do?
Check
no,
where
no,
their
no.
EpiPen is.
No, but this is a new thing. They just found out they're allergic to something.
Cool, no.
Yeah, no, you have to call the doctor
What are you
because
gonna
normally
do?
the throat starts closing up.
Give them lines, man.
No, but
I think she's got like a...
no, but remember, whilst you're waiting for the doctor, like, do you put them in the?
They'll tell you what to
like,
do.
No,
No,
you
but
don't
they're
put them
done.
in no, they usually do.
They're
On the
done.
phone, on the phone, no, not them. They will tell you
Oh,
what to do on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Face chicken wings.
Sorry?
Nothing there. Sorry.
What?
I will send my contact details. Suit You Nutrition and Wellbeing on Instagram. I don't post a lot because I don't have a great relationship with Instagram. So, but I have just posted about stuff for hay fever season actually, which you should be thinking about now if you have hay fever.
God damn it.
Sorry,
We go again.
but there is a good medicinal mushroom called Royal Sun.
Okay.
Yeah. And also I could take a green powder, which I explain on it that I actually don't like green powders because it's a lot of marketing behind them. And people just like, I take AG1 and now I can fly. And then they don't eat vegetables.
Yeah.
But this one I found, because I think it's the nettle in it, which is known to help with hay fever. It's got some other stuff in it. I take that and I take the Royal Sun a couple of caps a day. It's decent. So
I take green powder every day.
good.
My immune system is wavy.
You don't go out though.
Okay.
I do.
Are you in here all the time?
Yes.
Okay. You take vitamin D?
And bear in mind, bare people come through here, so I don't know what you're talking about. I get exposure to people. Go on.
Okay. No, that's
Yeah,
good.
I take vitamin D.
Okay. It's also, yeah.
But I also eat vegetables too, so it's not absolutely.
Vitamin D you just can't get. You get from the sun. That's why I was just
Not
like.
for the vitamin D, for the greens. See what they're saying.
Oh, that's what you also eat vegetables, and that's the thing that's important. People think they can just have the green powder and then they're fine. So everyone wants like a quick fix, and our health isn't really like it's very holistic. So that's the other thing I say, that like you can be eating whatever and doing whatever, but if you're like there's stuff that you haven't dealt with like internally and stuff, you're not going to be well. So that's something to think about. And if you're a wicked person, well, then eat all the broccoli you want. It will not be well with you.
All right then.
Thank you.
All right, we'll shoot through the last headlines.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, great.
And we will do the dilemmas that you guys have sent in yesterday. 3
Tomorrow.
now 4 now tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow.
Cool.
All right, people. Last set of headlines. Trigger warning on this one. Thousands of children in England have been accused of witchcraft over the past decade. Statistics compiled by the National FGM
This
Centre.
country.
Yeah.
Do you know, sorry, I automatically heard Nigeria. So they're crazy about that.
Statistics compiled by the National FGM Centre showed 14,000 social work assessments linked to witchcraft accusations since 2015. 2,180 assessments were linked to witchcraft in the year running to March 2024. And this comes as the film Kindoki Witch Boy released, telling the story of somebody by the name of Yembi, who was accused of witchcraft as a child. Kindoki is a term used to describe witchcraft accusations. The film's release date marks the 25th anniversary of Victoria Klimbier's death, who was tortured after witchcraft accusations. Yembi hopes the film will encourage children suffering behind closed doors to come forward. Victoria Klimbier was brought to the UK by her great aunt for a European education, but was killed after a prolonged abuse by Carol and her partner, Carl John Manning. Victoria was exercised, forced to sleep in a bin bag, and found with 128 injuries on her body. Manning and the other animal was jailed for Victoria's murder in 2001, leading to a Child Protection Service overhaul. Yembe was sent to the UK from the Democratic Republic of Congo after his mother's death. He was scapegoated for causing health and financial misfortunes in his relatives' lives. Social services became concerned about him because his extended family said that they wanted to send him back to the DRC for an exorcism. Unlike Victoria, he did not experience physical abuse, which obviously led to this film and everything. So, guys, check it out. Look out for that. Next headline. More young people were not in work, education, or training at the end of 2024 than at any point in the past 11 years. This is what new data suggests. The latest office for National Statistics figures suggests that 987,000 16 to 24-year-olds were not in work, education, or training between October and December. That is 13.4%, or almost 1 out of every 7 people in that age range. The government says that every young person will be given a chance to earn or learn under its Youth Guarantee Initiative. Young men are more likely than young women to not be in education, employment, or training. This is according again to the latest ONS estimates. In October to December 2024, an estimated 14.4% of all male 16 to 24-year-olds were NEET, which is not in education, employment, or training, compared to 12.3% in females. But overall, the numbers are rising too. Also, this is some breaking news, man. Gene Hackman and his wife found dead. Yeah.
Both of them?
Both of them.
I know that.
He's like a big Hollywood actor. He did Enemy of the State with Will Smith, which is like...
Oh, let me Google him.
Oh my God.
French Connection.
Yes.
Yeah. Insane. I was thinking, what? This is...
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Oscar-winning US actor Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, and their dog have been found dead at their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Was that like murder or like a suicide?
Well, he's 95.
Or carbon monoxide.
No, but and the wife and the dog.
Oh, it's probably like a carbon,
So
carbon monoxide or something like that.
So
That's
yeah,
horrible.
It's horrible.
In a career spanning more than 6 decades, Hackman received 2 Academy Awards for his work on the movies French Connection and Unforgiven. A statement from the Santa Fe County Sheriff in New Mexico said, "We can confirm that both Gene Hackman and his wife were found deceased Wednesday afternoon at their residence on Sunset Trail. This is an active investigation. However, at this time, we do not believe that there was foul play."
He was born in 1930.
Yeah.
That's so old.
He's old, yeah.
Sad.
Oh, that's horrible.
Next headline, Tulsi Gabbard, who's the director of the US National Intelligence, says that she was not informed in advance about the UK government's demand to be able to access Apple customers' encrypted data from anywhere in the world. Earlier this year, the UK government asked for the right to see the data, which currently not even Apple can access because it's encrypted and whatnot. But the tech giant last week took the unprecedented step of removing its highest level data security tool from customers in the UK, guys. In a letter, Ms. Gabbard said that she was seeking further information from the FBI and other US agencies and said if reports were true, the UK government's actions amounted to an egregious violation of US citizens' privacy. The Home Office notice, which cannot legally be made public, was issued to Apple under the UK's Investigatory Powers Act in January, and Ms. Gabbard added that she was also seeking legal advice over whether the UK had breached any agreement between it and the US not to demand data belonging to each other's citizens. That's insane. That is insane. Next headline, trigger warning on this one as well. Controversial social media influencer Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have left Romania on a private jet bound for Florida. The brothers were arrested in Romania 3 years ago and faced trial on allegations of rape, trafficking minors, and money laundering, all of which they deny. Prosecutors confirmed that Tate's request to be able to leave Romania has been accepted, but they remain under investigation. That's that. And the last one is a review of the industry being pornography and whatnot. It's basically saying that degrading, violent, and misogynistic online pornography should be banned. Measures proposed in the review, commissioned by the previous government and led by the Conservative peer, Baroness Gabby Burton, are understood to include making it illegal to possess or publish pornography showing women being choked during sex. After her appointment by Rishi Sunak's government, Baroness made it clear that she would not be approaching the topic from a prudish or disapproving position. She will make 32 recommendations of what should be done about the high harm sector of legal online pornography. The review, due to be published later, is expected to argue that porn videos considered too harmful for any certificate in the offline world should be banned online.
So they're talking about extreme choking, not the type of choking that the Gaddam always tell you to do, then surely not.
Always? Always?
Most of the time, yeah. Gad love getting choked and things.
Oh, okay. Thanks for
But
letting me know.
in fact,
What's the name of
it
the
goes
episode?
it goes into a bit more goes into a bit more detail. It says non-fatal strangulation is already an offence.
Well, obviously not fatal.
I mean, it's a fine line, isn't it?
Not really. Like,
It
right.
is. It's a
That's what I'm
thin
asking. I
line.
was saying, are they talking about the extreme stuff? Or
That's
the,
what-
That's
what
it.
I'm
No, I
saying.
don't think not many people start off extreme. You just find
Some
yourself
people
in
like
cuffs.
to be like to pass out, right?
I don't think that's the girls that Marg is
Some people like
messing
to
with.
toe
I
the
don't
line.
know because he's acting like it's every girl now.
It's
Yeah.
erotic asphyxiation. I don't think
yeah,
that's
I wasn't
what Marg
talking
is
about.
talking
Yeah,
about.
that's why I had to ask for to differentiate.
Okay.
Like, just let me know what we're talking about here. Are you talking about the normal choking,
Okay.
or are you talking about something extreme?
I just say we just keep hands off necks for a while.
Just in this period.
just
where it's
just
quite a hot
try to,
topic.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah, they said obviously the non-fatal strangulation stuff is already an offence if someone does not consent, right? But they're saying its depiction online is not illegal. So this is what they want to change.
Okay. Yeah.
Just having that, seeing
People
that
ideas.
imagery, they want it gone. The review suggests that pornography websites have normalized such behavior in the real world, with violent and degrading material rife on mainstream platforms amid a total absence of government scrutiny.
Well.
And that's it for the headlines, guys.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Please.
Just a quick reaction. I want Marks to basically just let us know why Man United are so wavy.
Welcome to the reaction, people, where I read out the sports headlines. I ain't even got no headlines for you to read, and it's going to be really brief. But
Come
you
on.
know,
Just like our title.
just like your title. I've been telling you so. On this platform from time, G, like that you are taking the Arsenal fans and Arsenal as a whole are taking the piss. People are telling me that I was gaslighting you, Brent, or I'm trolling, I'm winding you up. But at this point now, obviously you have shit the bed. The challenge is over. It's done. So obviously you was tempering your expectations anyway. You didn't want to put the pressure on the team and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but by this point, like with hindsight, looking back, can't you see like how I don't even know what the word is. This season is like, what's the word? What word would you use to describe this season? Travesty?
Yeah, it's been a travesty. I mean, I think most importantly, what didn't happen in the January transfer window. I think that compounds the furore that a lot of Arsenal fans have against Arteta, which is valid.
But
Well,
I'm
no,
hearing
not
it's
just
not Arteta
but
because the board
not
ain't
just
backing him or
Arteta.
whatever.
Sorry, I misspoke. The board, but remember he is aligned and linked to them, so
Yeah.
it's difficult to just blame the board.
Can't separate
With
the
a
two
lot
at the
of
minute.
Arsenal fans, they just say, "No, Arteta, you're responsible." For
Do you
all
think it
this."
was smart not even getting a body in there? Because
No.
obviously you can't. Obviously, like Isak and all these top people not going to move in January. It would have been harder to get a top player, yeah. But then after you got the injury to was Havertz in January,
Yeah.
before the window closed.
Before.
So after you got
No. It was
there was a forward, another one of your forwards got injured.
it was just after the window closed, isn't it?
No, I think someone else got injured just before the window closed.
No, but Havertz just after the window closed.
So was
because
it
we were saying
Martinelli?
We have to.
Was it Martinelli then? One of them, because
Something, yeah,
one
yeah.
of them got injured just before the window. Just before the window closed, and
Yeah.
I was saying that by this point you need a body.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wasn't even being funny. I'm saying like not these players specifically because obviously they're not even
Yeah.
playing no more. But I'm saying like you need like a Igalo or Weghorst, like like one of them signing like a stopgap. No one is not gonna reinvent the wheel and do nothing crazy,
Yeah.
but for situations like this, so you're not playing Marino up top and stuff like that. Like you needed a body in at that point. And the fact that you let the window close without getting a forward was a bit crazy to me still. Because it's
And-
just like, how serious are you not taking this?
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the
yeah.
gap, like I said, as much as you don't want to play it down and say that you're not involved, the gap was was manageable. Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm saying, how serious are you about this title charge?
Yeah.
But
yes, and the indictment also was on the decision to actually bring in Sterling, because that too was a flash. Do you understand? And his inability is glaring at this point in time. Do you understand? So I think some of the criticism towards Arteta is incredibly valid, right? And he needs to basically face that at the end of the season. He has to look into the mirror, and he needs to hold all of that. But I don't think the entirety of the decisions that they're placing on Arteta is on Arteta. So, whereas I don't want that to distract him from getting corn, because he should get corn, I want that corn to turn into action in the summer. Like, you must say never again, you know?
You that must be...
Too soon?
It's crazy. You're going to have to give Liverpool the guard of honour. The fact that obviously you're saying that Liverpool are always there. Liverpool are a good team. They still got some of their good players.
They've been amazing.
But it's basically the same team that flipping Klopp had, and Klopp couldn't beat you lot or do better than you lot in the season when he had them. So there's no real excuse. You can't say that, oh, Liverpool are still like Arne Slot's just forwarded there. So
sorry, I'm not forgetting that we have had our players pop down. That's not on me. I'm the person who will tell you that's important to factor in. So you could tell me about Klopp's team not changing and whatnot, but our team has changed. So I don't know what you're talking about. I'll hold my hand up and say 100% he needs to get criticised. But don't think I'm not going to say. You do realise we didn't have Saka. We didn't have...
but this is football. Two seasons ago, you didn't win it because you never had Saliba. That's what you told me.
I'm not doing this circular argument. I'm not.
You told me you never won it because you never had Saliba. You know what I'm trying to say? Then Saliba was there the whole next season, and then you never won it because what was the last season?
No, I'm not doing this. We could do this another day, but not today. Not today.
All right, for real, we ain't got the time for this. But it's just there's always going to be injuries. You got to have the squad. Like this is football. It's next man up mentality. Like this is the thing. Everybody gets injuries. Okay, Liverpool probably haven't had any, or not for any significant ones for any long period of time. But I'm guessing players will come in and out of the team. But this is the game, innit? And you have been title challenging. You've been arguably the best or one of the best teams in the country for the past 3 years. Like, you are in prime position. You are supposed to be in prime position to win this league, because now next year Slot's settled in. He's going to win the title on his first goal. He's going to improve the team, and he's clearly comfortable with the league and that. Pep's gonna throw more money. They spent bare money in January. He's going to throw more money at the problem.
Yes.
And they're going to improve.
Yes.
I don't know what Chelsea and Maresca are going to do.
Yes.
Newcastle are more than likely going to improve their team and get up there and like whatnot. So your window's closed.
So it's going to be more difficult next season, right?
When do you win the league?
It's going to be more difficult next season, right? That's
okay, yeah.
Good.
That's a good.
Good. I want that to be present in his mind, in the forefront of his mind, when they're looking to do what they're going to do in the summer. That's all.
No, but I'm saying from the last 3 years, like nearly done it. You led the league the whole way. You dropped the ball. So okay, cool. We could have won the league. Then you say, you know what? Now next season we're primed to do it. City was outstanding. Not your fault. You didn't do it.
Going back into the argument.
No, but then you're saying
argument again. Like I said, we can do that another time.
I'm saying when's your window in your head? When are you going to win this league though? When are you going to win this league? Or is it closed now? Is it done now? Is you and Arsenal finished? Like you and your
That's
dreams
not
of...
who I am, sorry.
Sorry, no, not you and Arsenal. I'm saying Arsenal and their dreams of glory. No, they're done now.
No.
So next season, you think you're primed to win the league after this season?
I can't tell the future. So there was no given. Mama, I'm not an entitled Arsenal fan that just expects us to just take the lead, take the league. That's not who I am. It's never been who I am. So you're talking to the wrong person. When it is that we open up this particular conversation next time, then we will allow some Arsenal fans to come onto the Discord, and they'll be able to share their expectations and whatnot. Maybe you'll find one that you actually want to talk to right now in the community.
I wish I can get into it. In the name of fairness, you should have still, like, in the name of fairness, Manchester United are still bad. I think we went from 15th to 14th last night, so, you know, little improvements. Yeah. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
I don't know why we're talking about Man United, did not.
No, because people are going to be in the chat talking about how you're talking about my team and your team's 15th. So I'm being fair.
We're not talking about Southampton right now, are we?
No.
We're not talking about Tottenham right now, are we?
No.
All right, don't worry about your Man United, man. when it is that they're in contention for them spots, let me talk about them. We're still
All right, well, sorry, we had to rush that.
Don't increase the stress level because you know what happens when you increase the stress levels. Come on.
Sorry, guys, man. But yeah, type challenge is over, man. Congratulations, Liverpool, man. I guess that's all we got time for today,
100%.
man.
Congratulations, Liverpool. They played a blinder.
Hate to see it, man. But yeah, let's get into this outro then.
All right, then.
All right, people. Actually, what am I doing? I'm so used to doing a wrap up. Thank you, Max. I totally forgot.
For me?
Yes.
I ain't even got the right headlines. You have to do it because you read them straight from the source.
It's funny because he was definitely passing it to you to do it.
You see how you remember?
I said thank you, Max. He was definitely passing it to you.
No, you read straight from the source. I couldn't even tell you what we spoke about today. Apart from we had a lovely guest on and we spoke about nutrition.
Indeed.
That was fun.
That was nice.
There's-
I'm gonna book my health check. Actually,
I was gonna book consultation with her. They told me it was 2 hours, and people
the first one.
and people cry when they leave and things. I'm just like,
people cry.
I don't need.
That's
this.
crazy.
You know what
Not
I mean?
everyone.
I just want to eat healthy.
Yeah,
bro.
but
I
just
don't-
because I'm going to go through every system in your body.
How do you do that? What do you mean?
So I mean, like, I'll ask about your digestion. I'll ask about
What do you mean my digestion?
It's how you going to do the appointment.
how regular your bowel movements are.
All right.
I'll ask about your sleep. I will ask about any skin issues you have. I'll ask about any childhood
See my
conditions.
skin?
I knew you were gonna say
I
that.
can see this.
My skin is proper. You know what? For real, we're gonna need a consultation. 'Cause
That's
this
what
is-
I mean. But
You might
basically, and then
book
I'll
out-
ask for
book
a
out-
food
Book
diary.
out 4 hours.
And I'll ask for
hours.
and you'll need to send a food diary as well, just of 3 days, where you
What's
wait
that?
everything. Where you write everything that you eat and
You
drink.
can't be this ignorant, bro. You can't be.
You don't write down everything you eat and
No, but
she's
food
saying that's what she would do
diary.
for a consultation. So
See,
she's
and
not
this is what
saying
I
do
mean.
it forever.
The
She's
thought
just
of, you see
saying
that
3 days.
the idea of stuff is always cool, and the reality is never lives up to it. I ain't doing this shit.
All you have to do is write down
Write down
chicken
what
and
you
chips,
ate.
chicken and chips. Whether you have
I don't
like
even
salad
need chicken and chips like
okay,
that.
you have steak and chips, salad in the evening, salad in the evening. That's it. That's what you have to do. Just write down whatever you eat.
We're gonna
Whatever
talk
you put in your
differently.
mouth, except women, you put you write it down. That's it. She ain't asked about no TDs or nothing. It's the food.
Okay, yeah. So we had a great.
We did. Thank you, Belle, for coming back.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me.
It's really good.
I thought we were more intense this time, so I hope you will come back a third time.
And
She's
now
thinking about
I'm
it.
putting on record.
Yeah.
Yes, Brent.
You listening?
Listen to yourself.
Listening?
Go on.
Right then. Next time you're coming through, I am paying for your cab.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I want you here at 8.
Do you know
All
what's
right.
mad?
If you're
All
paying
right
for it,
then.
shoot.
It came back to me.
Wait.
Did he say? No, wait, Esther.
For real. Just as he said that. Before. It started when you said about is it the Maca thing?
Thank you. We were standing
There
around
was-
here.
Yeah, when you said that came, I was thinking, huh?
But wait, that wasn't on air. That was off air.
Yeah, all of it
And-
was off
and,
air.
And you were talking, you were whipping up a storm, and I just said, yeah, sure. That's why I sent her the picture, a gif of Chandler.
You just sent me some gift, and I was like, I don't even know what. I can't.
Oh, you
I can't
did?
do.
Why did you send
I can't do riddles. At
Sorry,
this
just
point.
quickly. Are you proper spasticated retards, innit? Am I allowed to say that word?
No, you've already said it, but no.
About taking Pen Game to
laughing
Forward
this loud,
Studios. You think Forward could afford Pen
on.
Game?
Loud it.
They paid me to sponsor them because they want exposure. What the fuck are they
Loud
going to do
it.
for me?
Come on,
What are you
man.
talking about?
Come on.
Shut up, man.
you're
Oh,
on the
praise
road.
be to Allah.
No.
Come on.
These are sick.
I'm saying you are the word and
They
road.
got the partnership the wrong way round. What are you talking about? Go to Ford and do what? The fuck we doing here?
Big up Pen Game.
Big
Every
up Pen
single
Game to the
time.
Rascal world.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
And if
up
you want
Pen
promotion
Game.
on there, you have to pay me. Okay?
You know what I'm
Fuck we
saying?
doing here?
Bring more hats in so we can help them.
You know what? Let me-
Come on, man.
So, cut a long story short, Bell's man is 6 hours. He's
Every
got to
time
get
you
the hat.
come-
We're not going to see him again.
Every
He's got
time,
to get the
every
hat.
time,
No,
every
you
time
have
you
to.
come,
Like, that's it.
every time you come, we realize how much of a fountain of information that you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So you're definitely gonna come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm come back. We
I
can
need
make
to
it like a
message you
quarterly
anyway.
thing or something.
Come on.
True indeed.
Oh, look what y'all done.
Come on, man.
It's a red or black.
You know what?
I'll give you both. You want both?
All praises due, man. Yes, both.
Come on, man. You
know
look
what I'm
good in
saying?
this red marshal.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I need that for Ramadan. Come on, man.
What? I need it for Ramadan.
Come on, man.
I
Everything's
can't,
related.
yo.
Can you just put some in the studio, Brent? Just rest them up.
100%. Just imagine he's got his red tie on.
Can you imagine?
That's what I'm saying to you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
He's out talking crazy.
I wear too many hats.
I cannot deal.
Okay, we need to go.
Thank you so much, Bells.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much, everyone.
See y'all. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video,
On
all
the
that stuff. We
road.
keep having these great conversations. So don't embarrass us. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Peace.